love everybody here, and I want to start cheers to our first episode in 2019.
Right,
the best people.
That's right, man. It was a wild New Year's.
You're ready to get drunk.
Wow.
I'm so cold. That was a little baby shot. That was cold though. Oh my god. So, welcome to our first episode of Drunk in Public 2019 edition. I'm your host Victor Santana, and my boy over here Drew.
What it do, baby boo?
Bringing people together one beer at a time. We're with Sean from Dallasbeersquard and Jerry from NCX Beer.
Yes, sir.
The best bottle share people in Texas, in my opinion.
That's what we try to, man.
You know, both of you are the absolute best.
Kings of the South. That's what they say.
Well, you know what? We're trying to take over, though, man.
Yeah.
South is getting small, baby.
That's right. That's right. We got 50 states, you know?
You got to think large, man. Think large. I will say within the last 6-7 months, myself and Jerry, we hooked up, making it even bigger.
Yeah.
Some of the better. So I've only been in the craft beer scene for a year and a half. Mostly in 2018, I really got involved and wanted to be part of it. So that year, you could see the growth just in the community of sharing. You know, and you guys collaborating is a big part of that. You know, bringing more people together, and from Fort Worth to all the way to the 2 shares we did at Oak Cliff Brewing. Shout out to Oak Cliff Brewing.
What's up, Oak Cliff?
It's phenomenal at how massive it gets. And those pictures you guys post is ridiculous. But over 100 bottles?
Man, that's a slow day.
Yeah, it was just insane.
It's getting fun, man. Like I said, once Jerry jumped in, he has a pretty dope Facebook following, man.
Millions, right?
Millions of subscribers.
And
the millions.
It's I know, right? It's coming to the point that we really, it's like a bottle share, it's like an insult. It's experience.
It's true.
That is true.
It's an experience, man.
Come for the beer, stay for the
I
friendship.
keep trying to tell everybody, a bottle share is you at the house chilling with your boys. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, you want to experience.
I gotta stop saying bottle share. It's a bottle experience with you guys.
So North Texas Beer and Dallasbeersquard is pretty dope, man. Hey, but you guys been doing it yourself, man.
Indeed.
You guys been. While I'm at home sleep, you guys at the bars getting it in. Drunk in public?
Definitely drunk in public. a few nights. But we try. We inspired mostly from you guys. Just to be honest. And I try to inspire you guys too, but mostly it was because meeting you guys is. I know Drew knew about it before, but the beer community is what makes me want to stay around. You know.
I will say, the Dallas beer community is
the best.
I promise you, man. I mean, and even I'm gonna put us first because I live it here, but I gotta give a mad shout out to the beer community. Period, man.
It's true.
I mean, I was talking to some of my peeps the other day that I had a 2-year anniversary with some people that I met out in L.A.
That's why you were out there in LA?
Just dealing with beer, man. So we sitting around shooting the crap, you know, drinking bottle wines, and one of my boys out in LA hit me up like, yo, I like bottle wine, what's up? So we became cool. So I was like, yo, I'm finna fly out. 2 years ago, December 16th, it was 2 years, man. And it's crazy that the crew is still going hard off of craft beer. I mean, I met a group of women, a group of guys. I mean, when I say not just friends, no, we became brothers. I mean, meet each other's families, popping great beers, traveling together, taking the kids to school. I mean, craft beer's been dope, man. The family's real, man.
I think drinking community, and I know I want to get maybe you guys' experience too. Drinking community is just phenomenal when it comes to craft, the smaller part of it, you know. There's the overall America or world society that likes to drink. Everybody likes to drink. Or not everybody, majority of people like to drink.
Not everybody likes to drink, bro.
Majority of people like to drink because it's in our blood as people, right?
Yeah.
But I think the craft beer or craft liquor community it's a niche thing where people want to be inclusive.
Shout out
Smith Talks, phenomenal beer. Me and Jerry went out there a few days after it was dropped to
Martin House.
I picked me up 2 4-packs of this boy.
Yeah. Shout out Smith Talks.
Yeah.
Dude, tasty.
Probably, in my opinion, the best thing that Martin House ever bottled, or canned, I should say.
And that's dope, man. I mean, when I say Smith Talks, my boy, he's been going pretty hard. Started off slow in his garage. Once again, part of the squad.
Good props to him. Props to him, man.
Part of the squad. So we got a couple beers in the making right now. That cat is focused. That cat
Yeah,
he,
man.
he knows the science of that beer. So that's why he won the contest.
Yeah, hold on, let's put that in the
Got
middle.
there you
Let's put
go.
it in
What's
the
up,
front.
Smith?
Put that guy in the front. Can't-
Front and center.
There we go. No, the guy show his face. Look at
There
that.
you
I'm
go.
holding up some pancakes.
Oh, I forget it.
Holding up some pancakes.
And it was exciting the day it came to the stores.
Yes.
And I put a picture on Instagram, and they didn't know. Tony didn't even know it was out in the stores yet. And so to show him, like, no, I have some. He's like, what? So yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Sorry about that. So if you didn't catch that, sorry, it was a little bit of background noise. Jerry was just saying that when it dropped in the stores, it was phenomenal. And it was. The excitement in the beer community, for all the people, we follow a lot of the same people. The excitement of it, you saw the picture everywhere, let's be honest.
Yes.
If you follow anybody in craft beer in North Texas, you saw that picture on their Instagram. Either at the store or when they were drinking it. And they had a bunch of response on it. And I think it was unanimous. I think everybody loved it. I think it was one of the few beers unanimously across the board on all the beer blogs. Everybody liked it.
I think the thing that I liked about it the most was, I mean, it's just got an appealing name as it is.
Yes.
You get, like, it's one of the things we always talk about. It's as advertised. Like, a lot of the notes and flavors really shine through. Like, you really drinking a beer that tastes just like breakfast, you know?
It's true.
Oh, it's so good.
The cool part about it, I bought 2 4-packs.
Yeah.
I smashed both of them.
Yeah.
I got one left, and this is, I can't open this one yet because it's autographed.
Oh, yeah. Got it signed. Hold on. Let's see if I get that on camera. Get that focus on real quick.
Just put it in your mouth.
I'm just gonna leave that signature
So
right
I gotta
there.
keep it on there, man. So yo, that was it's a big move for my boy. I appreciate it, man.
No, like I said earlier, I love the beer community,
Yes.
and then we got the chance to hang out and drink with him. And I've met him before at the Deep Ellum's Homebrew Fest.
Yes.
Got the chance to meet him, but you can't really talk to anybody because they're busy.
Yes.
You know, they're busy. Can't really sit there.
Those
Got
lines.
lines are crazy. Can't really have a full conversation. When I got a chance to have a full conversation, he's definitely on a different level as far as the homebrew scene
Yes.
to moving to full production. You could tell the process is there. The thought process, the moving forward. He's focused. He's
Like
super
I said,
focused.
he knows the science. to
And
it,
I was,
man.
I felt bad because I was drunk by the time I got a chance to talk with him. I'm like, I shouldn't be talking to this guy right now. He's drunk.
It's the best time. We all know that. Drunk in public, baby.
But you know what? He's so laid back and cool. He's just gonna sit there and smile. That's
He-
all.
the whole time.
That's it. He's gonna sit there and smile.
So I think I'll leave this story up to Jacob to say their perspective of it. I was just being ridiculous, and I know I was being foolish, but I was shit talking a lot of people at the bar.
What? Victor?
Yeah.
What? Get out of here.
No, it's rare. It's very rare.
It's a rare sighting.
It's a rare sight.
Breakthrough in its true form.
And he just sat there and he didn't have a judgmental face. He may be judging me in his mind, but his face didn't show it.
Yo, this guy.
He's super nice guy. He's up there of the nicest people I've met, and it's intimidating to see when you ask him about beer and certain questions you ask him how focused he is. It's intimidating a little bit because he's, like I say, he's ready, man. You're right, he's ready.
He's right. He's right. Great mentor. He do a lot of, not a lot, but you know, he bounced a lot of ideas off the other scientists that we represent around here. Black Man Brew, Barrett.
Oh, Barrett, shout out to Barrett Tillman, man. Insane. Man's
I gotta
intense.
say, if you haven't had his stuff, you gotta try it, especially his recent stuff, man.
Well, that the Fortello, we had that on the podcast.
Yeah.
That
man.
unfortunately, Drew was supposed to be there, and I wanted Drew there because Drew loves sours. Now,
Yes.
I wouldn't say love it. Do you love sours, man?
I appreciate sours.
You like them?
Yeah, I get down and I like to experience new ones for sure. But I appreciate them, but I'm not on the level you are where you're like, you gotta really be persuaded to try one.
I do have to be persuaded. His stuff is on a different level.
It's on a different level.
The way it's presented to a way of experience,
Yes.
and it's presented a way of you don't have to, but if you try it with food, it magnifies the experience.
Well, he got an event. Well,
There's multiple events coming up,
Yes, yes.
but if you check out the podcast, you can see where we tried his
Nice.
chili
okay.
sour with food, and how it went from me not liking it to me wanting to drink more because it offsets with food. It goes well hand in hand, and that's how he mapped it out. He's a smart freaking man. Like, this man's intense too.
Beer family, baby.
Man's
Beer family,
intense, and
baby.
he's welcoming too. Intense welcoming, but he's welcoming. He wants to teach.
Yes.
You can tell, because shout out to him too. I think it was Costa Rica or Peru. He went out there. He went out there to Costa Rica. He went out there to teach. What, in November? or October. He went out there.
It was around about August, I think.
August?
Something like that.
I know it was a few months ago.
A few months ago. It was less than about 4 months ago, something like that.
So I know he was out there and teach, and it was a big experience. So he wants to teach. He wants more people to be involved with it, especially us as minorities. He wants more of us being in there. You know. So, but he's insanely smart. And same with Smithtops.
Yeah.
Let's say with a lot of people, man. People in craft beer, you think let's say me, and I talked to Jerry about this before. I thought people who drink beer were just snobs who didn't know anything, or just shitty people,
you gotta know,
or
man.
just alcoholics. But
You gotta know.
from swear to God,
It's true. Yeah, no, I remember
I
we
talked
talked
to you
about
about this before, too, yeah.
So, and it kind of like talk about in the beginning when you brought up how you really wanted to get into the beer industry and stuff, and to try craft beer, and that was the whole point when we first started doing the show. So I kind of had the perspective of I had tried craft beer and I was familiar with craft beer and different styles and stuff. But coming on doing the show and meeting all the different people, bottle shares that you guys throw are dope. I think the part about the beer community, you guys keep talking about the beer family. That's a part that really like I wasn't getting as much of, because I go to breweries with friends, try stuff, try different beers, go do our thing. But when you get everybody together like a bottle share, it's you come in and drink beer, try really good stuff, but you meet a lot of really good people.
Right.
And that's the thing, that you start getting more connected, and you really start to understand the scope of the beer industry. It's a real social experience. So I think that's really, doing the show, we've met a lot of great people in different aspects of all the beer. And so
That's
I think
definitely what keeps us around.
Yeah.
That's the cool part of it for sure. So that's something that we both have really experienced and enjoyed with doing the show. So everybody's been dope, man.
Everybody's dope.
I've yet to meet somebody that I've been like, man, that guy.
I've met people like that, but they're not part of the beer community. There are people who show up once in a blue moon, and you're like, that guy's not a cool guy. He's not in it. But people who's in it, who are not even just beer bloggers, but
you can
just
recognize
people who just want to drink and hang out with people, they're the ones who make you stay around. And then the offshoots ones who are not people you want to talk to in life, they rarely come around. Especially when it comes to events where it's so communicative. They come out once in a blue moon. I've seen one or two people like that, but they don't stick around.
Nice.
And they don't come back often. You know why? Because that is not tolerated.
No.
It's not tolerated.
Nah, we ain't gonna put up with it. So yo, I want you guys to try this one right here.
So I was going to say, before I went on that little side tangent, is I accidentally started drinking this before everybody. And I kept drinking because it's so good. So
That's a good sign. So basically what this is one, to me, and a lot of other people, one of the best shelf beers on the West Coast.
you said chef beers?
A shelf beer. You can go into any Whole Foods, any liquor store, any bottle shop in on the West Coast and grab this. Windy Hill
Shelf.
from McKellar.
So
It's that juice, 7.1% alcohol.
that's 7%.
Yeah, 7%, baby.
That's clean.
So
man.
like
this
juice.
is, this is what Dallas need on the shelf. You can just go buy it off
Something
any
simple.
shelf.
Sorry.
I know, man.
So like I said, I accidentally took one sip of this.
And you were hooked.
It was refreshing. It's
Yes.
it's an insane thing where it looks heavy. So as far as a color scale, let's look at it. It's a dark yellow, really light orange. It's a hazy IPA. It's a hazy IPA for sure. But it's heavy. It looks heavy, but it's super light and refreshing.
Yes.
And it's not describing it perfectly, but it's super drinkable. Where
Yes.
you take one sip and you want to go back for more.
You can smash 3 or 4 swallows very fast.
Oh, yeah.
And so
I'm glad I wouldn't chug something like this because 7%, like it's.
I mean, that's one thing I love about the West Coast, man. The shelf beer game, you can just walk in there and just get a 4-pack and be 100% satisfied from $9 all the way up to $12 all
Okay.
day long, all day long.
So, I have a question. I want to piggyback on that.
Cool.
I was watching. We talked a little bit before the podcast. I went on a YouTube journey, right? Beer, and there was a part of the podcast, beer videos I shared on our Insta, on Facebook at least. It's about a guy talking about expensive beer versus cheap beer, of craft beer. Like when it's someone who puts the work in and someone who tries to shortcut a little bit, which is not bad either. But he liked both of them, but you could tell the difference. So when you go to the West Coast, I know you travel a lot. I know Jerry talks to a lot of people as well. when you look at it, do you look at price, or you look at a brewery name?
I look at price.
Price.
Of course, when you first got in the game, you want to name drop of what you hear. Oh, this is delicious. This is that. So you can't help but to, go towards the high end names or the most sought out names or what's hot. And then you're like, okay, $25 a 4-pack. You're like, damn, but yo, you got to get it. And you try it, like, okay, it's good.
Do you think it's the price that influences what you think of the beer? You're like, oh, this was pretty pricey. When you try it, like, your mind kind of placebo effect, like, oh yeah, this is good. I mean, this is good.
Well, you know what? I weigh my options. So I'm not gonna lie. Price is gonna be the first thing. So I have no problem paying $20, $25. Hey, I don't pay $32 for a 4-pack.
I've done the same thing.
And if it's worth it, I work hard, play hard, buy it.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I didn't work overtime. So I find something compatible to it, and I'm like, it's not as good. But I just say $10.
Yeah.
Yo, this is $11. This is $11. This is $24. So you guys tell me in a few minutes.
Right.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I bought a $11 4-pack. Well, $11.99, $12.
Yeah.
$12 4-pack, and then the monkish. This is going to be a $23 4-pack.
Of course. I tell you, man, Turning Point's getting their money out of me from some of those
Well,
beers,
you
man.
drive by, you get something. You drive by Turning Point.
It's like right by me. So they're getting my money.
They're another one of the brewers I'm so proud of, man.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm so proud of those guys, man.
we talked about it on the last podcast with Dom, and in one of the few podcasts we ended in 2018. But before I get on that, Jerry, when you finish that, what do you think about when you shop out for beer? You looking at name, you're looking at style, you're looking at price. How do you determine where you're gonna spend your money?
So, okay. First started, like Sean said, name, looking at some names. And I'll look at some of the prices too, but I'll be honest, what it really gets for me is sometimes I'll use Untapped, so I'll see what some people say about the deal and kind of go.
Oh, that's right, you are on
I
Untapped.
will go through there and just kind of see what they say. But at the end of the day, if I'm going to try it, kind of like Sean, if you work hard and you have the money to get that, grab it. But if it's something I don't care for, I'll be like, okay, you know what? I spent a lot for that, and that wasn't worth that investment. So sometimes you can go back to some other ones that didn't cost as much and go like, that's better, and I save money. So, at the end of the day, yeah, I want good beer, but I also am good with saving money too.
Keep it thrifty. You gotta keep it thrifty.
Yeah.
And truthfully, the craft beer game, it ain't cheap, man.
No, it's not.
I hate to say it. I mean, if you don't have the money to play, it's hard to play.
So right before, right at Christmas week, I spent $120.
Yeah.
My fridge is full of beer.
Yeah.
So I've been
Tabor? You've been taboring?
So here's the thing. I've been lucky enough that I've gotten some beers. I say because I hold it, but it's beer given for me and Drew.
Gotcha.
But I've bought some too. And it's insane how my collection's grown so fast. From someone who's never cellared a beer before to I have a mini fridge now. I have a closet full of beer.
Damn right you do.
And I have my regular fridge is full of beer.
Damn right you do.
And I'm just like, what am I doing here? I can't physically drink all this.
Smash.
So I spent $120 Christmas week, and I'm just like, that's for me. That's my gift to me.
And that's how it works, man.
So
I guess now one thing I want to say about that as far as because one thing you mentioned as far as like it takes money to play. I guess it all depends on kind of the level you want to play. Because I mean, you can get some beer that's solid.
Oh, thank you for bringing
and
that.
it would meet the criteria, or you can say, okay, I'm going to go after very hard to get. I mean, we talk about rarity in beer, and I think how rarity drives the secondary market and how that gets things going.
The resale and stuff.
I talked about this before with style of whiskey. That's why I've been reading more about beer and want to learn more about beer. It's not that because I want to be like a beer snob or anything like that. It's because the video I posted on Facebook in December is about a beer expert explaining why one beer costs more than the other. And you can tell by the materials they use, the style they're using, and what should be expected. And he can pinpoint it. And watching the expert pinpoint, watch the expert look at a foam of beer and be like, this is cheap beer. look at a foam of beer. This is expensive beer, depending on style. Like it's insane that there's so much detail involved with beer to do that, and I want to know more because I do that with whiskey. When I drink whiskey, I always talk about this time. Like I have a cheap whiskey that I like to drink because it's $40 less than the style that I typically drink. It is not as good, but it's close enough for $40 less.
Damn right.
I could drink that all day on a regular week, and when I want to ball out, I could show that other one that's just as good. It's better. You can taste it being better, but it's not a mile apart. It's maybe a quarter of a mile apart from each other. But that's the little extra money you gotta spend to buy it.
That's true.
You know that Japanese whiskey that's hard to find now, that's super smooth. I can find it's $80. I can find a bottle that's $40 or $30. That's just as
rock with it.
Rock with it. It's not as good. You know it's not as good because I've drank liquor my entire life. I can tell good, bad, and the exceptional.
The ugly.
The exceptional. No, not the ugly, because the ugly is that $10 beer liquor that you're gonna stay away from at any liquor store. But the exceptional, and I want to be that same way with beer. You can taste the good, the mediocre, and the phenomenal. Would you get your money? Because you gotta appreciate it. I buy expensive beer now just to buy it, and I know it should be good, and I drink it, but I don't know what makes that more
Well, you know
exceptional.
what?
If you enjoy it.
I enjoy it.
Some of the IPAs, you can just tell if it's well made. The price value for flavor wise in the IPAs, you can tell just a little bit. You can really tell if it's an expensive stout, or if it's an expensive barley wine, or if it's an expensive barrel aged beer. You can taste the cheap barrels.
Exactly.
Now IPAs, you just hope it's made properly. When it's made properly, it's good. Now, some of them would cost different because they're going to be dry hop or double dry hopped or
Triple, quadruple.
So that's
quadruple is triple. Quadruple.
that price goes up because of they're using more ingredients.
Fair enough.
So,
drive the price
so
point.
exactly. So when you're drinking the IPAs, you know, you can barely tell the difference. That's come to a master palate. But if you drinking a stout or something barrel aged, oh yeah, you can taste them cheap ass barrels.
Yeah, so,
yes.
Who's the guy that we were talking about off air?
Garrett Oliver.
Garrett Oliver, he wrote a book, but he's on a bunch of interviews on YouTube, and you can follow him. But the one that I shared on our Facebook is the one of tasting beer, explain what's expensive, what's cheap, not because it's good or bad, just so you can pinpoint it and show that his technique. And one thing he was talking about is stouts. I love stouts, and I didn't know it was the way to fake barrel aged beer.
Chips.
I didn't know that.
Really?
Chips.
Yeah. So when a beer says it's barrel aged, you gotta taste the flavor to it. There's more vanilla and oaky flavor to it. That's really real barrel aged, and he's explaining it way better than I'm doing right now.
Versus like a smoky flavor or something.
Versus just a little hint of wood and little hints of vanilla. Those are the chips they use to help offset barrel aged beer. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And now that I drink barrel aged beer, like the most recent one I drank before this podcast, I bought a bunch of that Legion from Community. Shout out to Community.
Okay.
Anniversary is coming out too soon. I think their anniversary is
The 19th.
The
the 19th, same as the event we haven't talked about yet, but we're going to talk about.
The event of the century.
The event of the century,
Oh,
the event
yeah.
of the 2019.
Right.
That's gonna be again. Hashtag.
Get
That
y'all-
day is gonna be big.
That's a big day.
I thought that was hilarious. What was it? Hashtag keep down the shit face. Oh, the night.
That's the hashtag for this video.
Keep down shit face.
We gotta make that
that's
trending.
God,
Get
the
that-
19th of
the
January.
19th of January is gonna be.
So
Three days after my birthday.
community's anniversary. That's your birthday too?
3 days after my birthday.
Oh, so I'm paying for everything. He's drinks on me.
Keep Drew shit face.
No, so it's an insane week, but it's interesting. That's why I want to know more, so I can appreciate it. You don't appreciate it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. That's good.
And Drew, he's a genius about it already. So I'm just trying to be on his level.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And then
I just like craft beer. I'm a simple man. You know?
Well, and
I'm a simple man.
as I got started, I mean, before I did any bottle shares, I met Sean, and I attended the first share I did with Sean was actually on rotation, and it was
You know, I still
brewery.
haven't been there.
What?
I still haven't been on rotation yet.
On
you got
rotation's OG, man.
You got to.
That's our home.
The one in
man.
Dallas?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
yes.
you got it.
On rotation, that's our OG spot for bottle shares, man.
For sure.
All our private, non-published.
All the shit shows?
On rotation, I'm gonna hit you up. I
Yeah.
still need to do a podcast there. Yeah, you just need to go there first and foremost.
Yes, yes.
So that's how I began to learn. With different bottles that I saw there, like, okay, all right. Some different brands I'd never tried before. And of course, learning how some of those bottles are not easily acquired. So you're like, okay, all right. So it was definitely an eye-opening experience. So
No, definitely. I think my first bottle share, physical bottle share, was with you guys at Craft and Growlers right after you came on a podcast. You were looking for an anniversary to do a podcast, not a podcast, but to do a bottle share, I should say, and that made me love the community more because I appreciate the community with the brewers and sales reps, but actually meeting beer people made me love it more. And I've been to everyone. I've been to Jerry's, but all of Jerry's so far, which is insane.
Well, we love it, man. That's when I say it's just phenomenal how the Metroplex comes out, just because they like experiencing out of network beer. Key word, out of network beer. Now we're not knocking nothing in Dallas right now.
But what I would say, I talk about you a lot too, especially when it comes to bottle shares or at least with bougie people in general. What I would say is that I say your quote time is like, you want to talk shit about expensive beer, we got bottles to match you. So I quote you all the time.
Because we got them. We got them.
If you want to feel like you got something good, we got it too.
Yeah, and it's not just us. When we link up with other groups, I mean, yeah, you got your $100 bottles. Congratulations. We got a box of your $100 bottles. Not. Okay, yes, we are ballers. Whatever.
Well, beer hall. First of all,
Beer
Hawk, you gotta look at his Instagram.
He's the ambassador. Beer Hawk is the ambassador. What's up, baby? How you doing, Beer Hawk?
I don't look at his Instagram.
Matt is the ambassador. He runs the show. I'm just the face. Matt is the ambassador.
Man, I don't go look at his Instagram no more. You see, he had cases of like beers I want to try. I'm like, fuck you, man.
That dude is a whole nother level, man. We walked into the store the other day. I was like, man, I'm finna go up in here. I'm finna shut it down. I got me a 4-pack of this exclusive. I'm going to pull my truck to the back. What you pulling your truck to the back for? Well, I'm going to get 18 cases. What the hell you going to do with 18 cases? I'm kind of thirsty. That dude there, man.
Man, his Instagram makes you feel like
small. So it's amazing.
So we got this next beer up.
Yes.
So this is a beer podcast mostly, and we haven't talked about the beers yet.
Well, we got another beer. This is the thing. We start off with the $12 4-pack. Now we're going up to the $18 4-pack.
Gotcha.
This is Moon Record. Moon Record is out of Sacramento, California.
Love Sacramento.
Yojo is what's up, man. This is one of their OG beers. Phenomenal beer. This one is 7%.
So is it all California beer, craft beer 7%? Because every time we get it's California 7% too.
Hey, that's their drinking water out there. Them boys be out there shit face, man.
This is just that.
Yeah. They smashed this. So this is not a shelf beer. It's a brew release. They probably do it once a month, maybe twice. Sells out. But when you have family up there, they can get it to you. But this is going to go up to the like I say, the $7 to $18 4-pack. So, Yojo, Moon Record. So,
Yojo.
Let's see how we taste it.
Oh, so it's an IPA. Got it.
There we go.
Cheers.
Salud.
Very close.
Yep.
It's very clean. So here's the thing. I've grown to appreciate IPAs, but
I know you didn't like them at first.
I really,
You like the first one more, I guarantee you.
I do like the first one more, but I really appreciate West Coast style IPA, or even I should say, this is a hazy. This is New England.
For West Coast is gonna punch you in the face.
But
a traditional West Coast, oh yeah.
But this is it's refreshing. It's balanced.
It's good, yeah.
It's
not overly bitter.
It's in the middle of your tongue. So what happens is you got the cleanness, and it's hard for me to describe it because I don't have the best words to describe it. But it's super clean up front in the front of your tongue. Hits the middle of your tongue. It's super
It's
the bitterness,
soft on your palate.
and then it cleans off really well. It's not a drop off where you feel like it's empty, but it cleans off at the end of your tongue. That makes you go, it's good. It's good beer.
It's like a hazy IPA, but with a little more bite to it. And like when I first started drinking beers,
That's a good way to describe it.
IPAs are like something I love. Like I was like a hop head. I really love like so when I get more of that hop, that's really what I enjoy. But
Shout out CT Chris Thomas. What's up, baby? Appreciate that.
Thank you, Chris.
cheers.
So I love Sacramento. I love San Jose is probably one of my favorite cities. San Diego is my number one city in California. Then San Jose, which is the far north, opposite of San Diego, is my second favorite city in California. It's a mixture of a tech world, urban city, ethnic city, and it's not too far from I was gonna say Oak Cliff, Oakland, and Sacramento.
It's not far from Oak Cliff either. If you think about it, that light rail, you get a light rail, you're out there like a minute.
Oak Cliff, yeah. We might just be a few miles away.
It's a few miles away. No, that's a really good beer, man.
That's a nice bottle opener you got there, bro.
I know. Talk about this. What's the koozie though? So this is a koozie that a coworker got me that I don't know. I should say former coworker.
I mean, was it a message?
You read the.
I know. I'm saying to you.
What does it say?
What does it say?
I don't know. It says she wants the D. Standing for Dallas.
D.
That's a big D.
Yeah.
That's a big D.
It's a big D.
I should clarify.
Expectations.
Former coworker. As a friend. Is it just a friend?
Okay.
Do you know her?
All right, Biz.
Barely.
Barely know her?
Barely know.
We barely know her. We don't really know. We work together, but we don't talk to each other.
Really? All right.
I don't think that's subliminal messages. That's
That's a
meet
message.
me in on call room.
That's pretty.
We'll meet you at a hospital. Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
right?
But
No,
shout out to my
don't
friends. Yeah, don't cover your boy up.
Yeah,
Shout out to a friend.
So yo, how you guys have you been tasting the homebrew in the Metroplex?
No, definitely.
Who's on the radar?
So as far as homebrews, my boy Jacob, of course, Jacob. But Damien's, I tried some of Damien's new stuff.
Okay.
What's his name? Brewery name again? It starts with a P.
His name's Damon, but you're talking about Perpetual Brewing.
Yeah, that.
Perpetual Brewing.
They have some really good stuff popping. Shout out to them. Then my Strange Brew, my boy Jacob.
Okay.
And Adriana.
Can't forget Adriana. Can't forget her at all. The other half of it, but they got some really good stuff coming out.
Nice.
They're really expanding.
They got that sour game on lock. Yeah.
I love their stuff. I really appreciate that they really fully investing. Became from just a mix mash of equipment just because they want to do it as a couple, and then they both enjoy it and they pushing it forward and they're buying a bigger equipment so they can do bigger stuff.
I liked it. I know them personally. What I liked about they came out the gate with dope labels, bottling. You know, they come out, they support. Then they can cook some barbecue. Y'all didn't know they can cook now.
Oh yeah.
They
cook.
Oh, Adrian definitely can cook.
Yes,
They can
yes.
cook.
Yes.
Who's that other guy?
John.
John's good too. John's
Yeah.
good. But the guy who came with his own equipment.
Oh, that's Bless You, man.
Bless You.
Bless
Yes,
You.
Grayson.
Grayson
Yeah.
Lane.
Grayson is OG in the scene, man.
Man.
In any minute now,
Man.
he's going to have his establishment.
Good stuff though, man.
He was killing in the old rotation for about 2 years.
Man, he has some good stuff though.
Man.
Why didn't he go pop earlier?
It's coming, man. Like I said, this game ain't cheap, man.
No, it's not.
So
I guess he's doing it himself.
Well, he's focused. He's focused on himself. He's focused doing it his way.
So you know when it comes out, it's gonna be right then.
Exactly. It's right now.
Yeah, but I'm
No,
saying
that's
like
what
when
I'm
it
saying. He came out
when
with
it's
his
like
whole
all
stuff.
the
It
when
was
it all aligns, it's gonna
So-
be perfect, you know.
He has the plans, the blueprints. He has the 5-year projection. Yo,
good.
Grayson, he's ready.
Doing the research, yeah.
So just whenever that check get cut, it's done, man. So Grayson's OG, man. He been doing it for a while. He's on the mix. Like my boy.
Oh, shout out to Smithtox too.
Yeah, Smith Talk. So we already know.
Yeah.
He's
How
in
can I
the
forget
mix.
about him?
Yeah,
He
Smith Talk's in
blew
the
up.
mix.
He blew up.
Yeah. He big
Is
time.
he homebrew? Is he still homebrew?
Is that considered homebrew?
Yeah,
Yeah, he big time. He big time.
And then partners, also Alan would be Stellar Craft. Stellar.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Can't forget about them.
Yes, sir.
Once again, they down with the sours.
Yeah.
Yes. Man, they had a Goza with some some boysenberries and some something. Yo, they're doing it, man.
Craft homebrew is where it's at as far as like creative at this point. I mean, the brewery's still being creative. I'm not knocking any craft brewery because everybody's being creative. But I think the home brewers is really being experimental because they have the room to.
The envelope.
They have the room to. They have friends, they have family, and they may have some fans, and they push the envelope and they get immediate feedback where it's
real feedback.
Yeah, still learning and feedback.
And you know what? The dream is real, man. If you're a home brewer and you putting in the work, you putting in the time, you putting in investment. Prime example. Look at Brutal. Brutal finna open up any minute now.
Well, so they're opening right next to Dom, not next to Dom, but down the street, up the street.
Up the street.
So False Idol and Brutal Works is gonna be in North Richland Hills. We definitely gonna be there for Dom. We'll do our best to be there for Brutal Works whenever they officially open. But they're killing the game too. Yeah, they're killing it.
Shakezilla? I heard about that Shakezilla.
Shakezilla, that collaboration with the
Sounds like a good beer.
I think they work with a small group.
Shakezilla collaboration with Dallasbeersquard.
That's right.
It was a dope hazy IPA with them dope bananas in it. Yeah.
So let me give a little
special imported bananas.
Ooh,
we got them from
Guatemala.
Kroger. I mean,
handpicked by the beer
from
squad.
Kroger.
So this will do. The first time I ever tried Brutal Beer Works was the first day that I ever met you guys, like at Taps and Caps.
Taps and Caps.
Fort Worth.
Shout out Rick. What's up, Rick?
If you look at our intro, I want to first of all before we get to the memory.
Go ahead.
I want to apologize to Rick. The 4th year anniversary, 2nd anniversary of Lone Star Taps and Caps.
We missed out, yeah.
I told him we'll be there, and we wasn't there for either one. It was the one in Louisville, and the one in Fort Worth.
Yeah. I was in LA.
I couldn't be at either one. One of them was my birthday, and I got drunk as shit, so I apologize. On my birthday week, I should say.
Sure.
So I apologize, but I told Rick we're gonna meet up and do beer chugs and promote Lone Star Tap and Caps. So if you look at our intro, if we go back and look at our intro, we're gonna have Lone Star Tap and Caps chugs real flashing through there with their logo and stuff. So shout out to Rick Ali. He's fucking phenomenal. He's the best.
Family.
He is.
That's family.
He's the absolute best.
Give a shout out to old man Pawpaw.
Yes.
What's up, Pops?
And then
Pop said he wants some skinny jeans. I said, I don't know if you're ready for them.
That Lone Star action, that Lone Star headline.
That's part of the goal of Louisville. And showcase Louisville. I was talking off air that I want to promote locations, and you got to do Lone Star Type of Caps, the actual bottle place.
Lone Star
beverages. That's what I couldn't remember that other part. Lone Star Beverages.
Lone Star Beverages.
The OG spot they own. You got to promote the dad, man. He's the reason why people go there.
Pops, man.
He's the only reason.
That's
and
Pops.
he hasn't been on the podcast, but he's going to be.
That's Pops.
We need to.
Pop said he wants some Chuck Taylors and some skinny jeans. I said, dude.
Man, he's trying to find him a young thing. He's trying to find himself a young thing. Shout out to the whole family, man. The whole crew is good.
That's funny.
What's his name? Jack Ali? Jack?
Oh, Jack, nephew.
Yeah.
Nephew.
Man, they talk so bad to him. Man, they talk so bad.
They better leave Jack alone, because Jack down with the computers, he gonna make a million memes about you. Hey,
Meme
Jack,
strong.
Man, his computer game is strong, man.
Man, Jack is.
He in that tech. He in that tech shit.
He's a
man.
nice dude too.
He's super smart though, but they talk. You hang out with them, the way they talk to Jack, I feel bad, man. I know you don't talk. He's older than me. They talk to him like he's a little baby.
Jack is the truth.
I'm 45 years old, so imagine that.
Jack got you. But no, man.
No, so I'm sorry, I cut that off. We were talking about something.
I was just saying that the first time I ever tried Brutal Beer Works was the first time I ever met you guys in person.
That's right.
It was all around glorious day. We
met Jerry there too.
Jerry
tried some good beer from Brutal.
Yes.
Had some good beers from Taps and Caps. Entered into y'all's raffle for the beers, the bottles. We won miraculously thanks to Victor. He purchased some tickets. Man.
Well, that started our cellar.
Well, see, that's one example of we call it an experience, man.
That's right.
I mean, bottle share. We got so much beer. We like to share, so we do raffles. What little money we make from it, we just go buy more beer.
So got me a nice shirt. Got me a nice beer squad shirt too.
So when I talk about money,
very soft. Love
talking about money, merch. We got some phenomenal shirts. Got a phenomenal hat as well.
Cop that.
Yes, sir.
Where can people buy the merch?
Dallasbeersquard. If you know me personally, go to my page, Sean Dorsett, Instagram, all the information there, direct message. We ship, we bring it to you. If you in town, we'll bring it to you. We popping beers in the parking lot.
Fair enough. Let's do it.
You put it in the mouth in the parking lot.
We put it in the mouth.
In the parking lot.
Craft beer, that is.
Yeah, really
Hashtag.
Craft beer, that is.
Hashtag craft beer.
Don't get it twisted, guys.
Look at them goodies in there. Y'all see that?
I
see
see
it.
the activation.
You see them goodies? So
Is that a barley wine?
no, this is the start. This is gonna be a quick break before we go to the next the $24 beer, $24
Oh, we're upgrading.
So
we're getting
basically,
little switch up. So
this is another OG beer, Beat Bomb, for Fremont Brewery,
Seattle?
2016. Yeah, you know Seattle.
Yeah. I got my barber is all about Fremont.
Oh, shout out to what's his name? Pancho.
Pancho. Pancho.
Is he still in Seattle?
So this this is a big
Yeah.
bottle, pour your own poison.
So shout out to Pancho.
Man,
I wish he'd come back on the podcast.
we need to go do it out there in Seattle.
He's a phenomenal guy. He just was a little too quiet on the podcast. I think the light, because we were at a studio when he came on. You know, the lights was in the studio.
Gotcha.
I think it just offset him a little bit. He was just a little quiet, but he's fucking phenomenal. He's hilarious too.
Yeah, he's good people there.
Um,
I love Pancho.
Pancho's the best, man. So shout out to Pancho. I hope everything's doing well. Oh shit, I think I went too hard.
Hey.
Oh, okay. So,
Did you check some numbers there? Or what?
yeah, this is a 14% beer.
You said a light little palate cleanser.
Palate cleanser, man.
We don't want the IPAs to taste the same as a palate cleanser. We clean our palates with 14% beer.
So are you preparing us for the good IPA, quote unquote?
Yeah, well, like I said, we're going with price,
Yeah.
and then we're also going with hot names,
Yeah.
to names that you haven't heard,
Yeah.
to shelfies.
Yeah.
And so you kind of make your own decision.
It's true.
So it's like to me, when it comes to my IPAs, it's all about if I worked overtime.
The mood and like what you're feeling. Yeah, for sure.
I-
Those days. Like,
Hey,
I'll
I'm
go
always
loud.
in the mood for some gangster beer.
Yeah.
Sometimes it costs a play, so
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
one of those situations. I didn't work this
Yeah.
overtime.
I'm going something simple, keep it still good. Yeah.
So yo, 14%.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that smells dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so
16.
smooth.
There
Wow.
we go. So yo, if you out there, you got a 16, she's ready right now. This is the regular bourbon barrel. This is not the
No
vanilla.
alcohol.
Yeah, for real.
Don't age it no more. This, drink it and enjoy it. 2016, the bourbon barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah. 16 is the cutoff mark to enjoy it.
Here's the two things that I'm getting from this beer. So when I first go in for that smell,
Okay.
it's that nice chocolatey bourbon action, for sure. And then it's the lack of a kick from the alcohol. It's smooth.
It's no alcohol
and
bite.
You're not really feeling like someone's like, oh, drink a 14% beer. You're not really feeling a 14% beer. You know what I mean?
This
Very
tastes,
tasty.
in my opinion, just because how much it's aged and how smooth it is, it's better than the Big Bad Batista, which is only a 12% beer.
Well, see,
Smoother.
Yes, please.
Just like you said about
Not
the,
better, I should say smoother.
if you read that description, it's
I
pretty
wonder
dope.
though-
It tells you exactly which barrels, how long. So that's the
How
difference between
that one aged.
Well, I have
The
a
different notes that they get from it.
2017
and the
Big
the
Bad
chips.
Batista
Uh-huh.
in my fridge.
Okay.
So we could try it at the end of 2019
Yeah.
and find out. So another thing I want to do for our podcast is what I want to do is try to mark down all the beers we try throughout the year
Okay.
and have the most memorable beers per style. You know, talk about it between like the community, talk about it between us as the podcasters, and try to make a list of top 5 memorable beers of 2019 and try something like that.
Yes.
But I was just
That's gonna be a big list, man.
well, I'm doing a top 5 of each
Okay.
style. But I was telling Jerry, this 2016 is super smooth. I think it's smoother for being a 14% aged 2 years than the Big Bad Batista, which is only a 12% beer. Or I could be mistaken. If I'm wrong, I will correct it on the screen. But it might be 12, 13% beer, but I know it's not 14%.
Okay.
Big Bad Batista. And it's smoother than that. But I have a 2017 in my fridge. So at the end of 2019, is it as smooth as this? Is it as good as this? Because every 2 years is
And that's
as well.
the thing. I'm guilty about the Big Bad. I have been aging theirs.
Mm-hmm.
I will say when they first came out, I was like on top of all of them. Then it started doing all the different berries. So I don't know the life of it, but I will say, from what I hear, they're legit. So I can't personally vouch.
Well, how about at the end of the year we'll also link up again, the four of us, and we'll have another podcast, and I'll bring that out.
There we
Because
go.
what I have done,
We'll be on Division, right?
we'll be at the Vision. No, what I have done is there's certain beers that I know that they're not gonna make for a while, and I had a phenomenal chance of hanging out with the CEO of Epic Brewing,
One of the co-founders.
one of the co-founders. That's right, not CEO, co-founders. Sorry, of Epic Brewing.
Not to diminish any roles here.
No, but still, anyway, it's a phenomenal guy, sweet guy, but he reiterated that they're not making the quadruple barrel age anymore of the Big Bad Batista for a while. Not canceled forever, it's just not for a while.
Well, if you listen to the description, it takes a lot
It takes a lot.
to do that.
And they work out a lot of deals with a lot of people. I had to cut a few things out of the podcast with him because he went to a lot of like personal business deals that I didn't want to share.
Exactly.
But they go through a massive process just to make the triple barrel age. Now the typical Baptista is also not an easy process as well. But either way, the triple one's not being barrel aged one. So I got the 2018, and I was lucky enough to get the 2018 regular Baptista as well. And I realized in my fridge when I went through my beer fridge, thanks to you guys too, I made started my beer fridge. It's I have the 2017 still in there, and I was surprised. I'm like, oh shit, I still have the 2017. So that's a good taste off of 1 year age versus 2 year age of the Baptista, and then we have the triple that I might open or not.
Cool. Well,
But
you know what? And the crazy part about it, I have a question for you guys. I remember on our first podcast, you guys asked me who was my favorite brewery,
Yeah.
and
Of course, yeah.
I asked that question.
so now this is the final pod for this year. It's been a year.
So
I
this
wanna-
snapshot in time.
It's almost a year.
I want to
So
say
2019
in
is
the
almost a year.
Metroplex.
Yeah.
Two-part question: who is your favorite brewery now, and who you give most improved to?
I have it as easy. I might.
Or if you don't want to go the whole brewery, you can name certain beers just
Well,
most improved and favorite.
Well, I can tell you my favorite absolutely at this point is Manhattan Project. I love the crew there, and not that because they're better than anybody other crew. I just love the whole style they make there, and it's just an experience. And what happened because your favorite becomes biased, and I know Manhattan Project is my bias beer because I learned a lot from them.
Oh, yeah.
Of how to taste beer, how to describe beer, and I learned a lot from the beer culture through them. So I just love them overall because they have a big impact in my beer journey because they started it off. They're part of the reason why it pushed tremendously forward. You guys as well, and I have a huge affinity for you, Dallasbeersquard, and NTX _beer, and Craft and Growlers, and Lone Star. Because all of you collectively had a played an impact on me why I want to stay around, but Manhattan Project was the first.
Gotcha.
So I love them from start to finish. But as far as most improved beer, man, Martin House for me, because
Okay.
I used to talk a lot of mess about Martin House. But all of 2018, they put out some hitters. They had some misses too.
Of course, I mean, you ain't working if you ain't had no misses.
Yeah, but they, man,
But you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly,
They
right.
they by far set the milestone of experimental beers for bigger breweries. Now they're not the biggest brewery in Texas, not by a mile, but they're bigger than most. And they said the barrel. They have a bunch of different barrel age styles. They have a bunch of different experimental styles. They have a bunch of mixed styles. They do the cookie and cream beer. They did the tres leche beer. Like they tried a lot of things, and it's
It's
a lot of
it's a lot of cool, like, experimental
gimmicks,
stuff. Yeah.
but they trying stuff. They're one of the fewer I would say medium style beer that experiments a lot, and they miss some, but they hit a lot.
They do.
And I think for me, 2018 was a big improvement for them.
That's like bourbon cookie, man. That's like a delicious bourbon cookie.
And then who else? Another shout out will be like Surprise. Surprise would be Celestial. Is that what I'm saying it right?
Celestial Beer Works.
Celestial
Okay,
Beer Works.
okay.
It would be Surprise. Like
I'm that's family over there. That's family over there. But I will say it's craft beer, and I can't lie on nothing, even though that's family.
You gotta be honest, yeah.
I'm still waiting on them to dial in, and they just opened up.
Well, they just opened up. What I
But
would.
when they was working down the street from me, Matt and
At Malai.
Malai, we used to go drink there. I mean, when I was off of work.
Yeah.
There you go.
When I was off at work at 11:30 at lunch.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, me and
No,
Matt,
but-
we used to get it in. They just opened up, and I see so much potential.
Well,
I can't wait till 2019.
they just 2019 just started. What I would say is this. I only reason I wanted to go try their stuff is because of Dom. So one of the last podcasts we did for 2018 was with Dom, and I didn't go see them because they had mostly IPAs on there. I'm like, I'm not gonna go see them.
That's what you.
I'm not a big fan of IPAs. I've heard a lot of great things with the IPAs they had on there.
Not a big IPA fan yet.
Well, I've grown to appreciate IPAs, but I wasn't a big fan.
That's the biggest part.
I've grown to appreciate different styles of IPAs, but I wasn't like, they have mostly IPAs, one style, why would I visit them? But Dom was like, you gotta check them out.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. You
Good
support
people, man.
So I checked them out. The venue, I like the venue a lot.
Yes.
I like the venue.
It's dope.
I didn't take any pictures, but I know Jerry did. So
Yeah.
check out NTX_beer.
Molly did a fantastic job
Yes.
in designing the place. She was like, okay, Matt has the using his engineering mind on the beer, and she brought the design,
aesthetics.
the whole aesthetic of the Celestial. I was like, it's amazing.
So they opened up in November?
They opened in September.
September.
Yeah.
So correction, September. But check out Jerry's Instagram feed.
It's a good interview.
Uh,
Good interview. Yeah. I'll be right back, guys.
So Tony, thank you for joining us. You missed some of the great beers earlier, but we had a question about. Sean had a question, I should say, about favorite brewery or beer for 2018, or most improved brewery or beer for 2018. And so I want you to sit on that for a second. But Jerry was talking about Tubbs earlier.
Tubbs.
So
improved.
for most improved for me, Tubbs takes that. I really think that, and I was a fan before, but it was one of those situations where they began to really start dialing in to that double dry hop IPA.
Yeah.
They really started working that out.
Full grown Jack.
And that's another thing. So the stout series began to really kind of fully take off, and they really started making that happen. So together with the stout series and their double dry hop IPA, and have it available on the shelf, to me that was the bigger part of it, because even with Turning Point, at first you're going out to the place to enjoy it, which is great. But for it to be on the shelf,
that's
and
true.
to be like, kind of we were talking with the McKellar, we're like, wow, that's from the shelf and that's that good. Okay,
I
I'm
can go
satisfied.
grab that and go back home.
I can go back and go back home. That to me is a big thing for Tubbs. As far as my favorite brewery that I go to, actually for me, I'm going to give it to Oak Cliff. Oak Cliff Brewing for me. Because Oak Cliff Brewing for me, starting out the gate with some really solid offerings.
Yeah, for sure.
And different styles solid. I mean, not just the stout. Of course, Sombra is delicious.
No,
but
yeah.
the hef is good.
Yeah,
The export lager is good. I mean,
Yeah,
all
the
those
lady glasses,
The
the
lady
black
glasses.
cup.
So
Big
I
ups to
mean,
Todd.
I really think that
Yeah,
I'm really
shout
excited.
out to Todd on that one. Todd from Oak Cliff Brewing
So-
brought all his skill sets to that.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm excited, and I'm excited to see that they're collabing a lot. I mean, to see Turning Point and Celestial and Oak Cliff collabing like they did on Cerberus,
Yes.
and something new that's coming out. So yeah,
No,
it's
I really, really love that about North Texas in general.
Yeah.
Is the collab beers.
Yeah.
I don't see that often from other beers. That's why I talk my shit and say, and I only experience North Texas beer, mind you. Now I haven't experienced Houston or Austin that much, or even the West Coast or East Coast beer community. But I talk my shit because this is the only place I meet or I'm involved in that you see collab beers on a regular basis.
Right.
It's not rare. It's not once in a blue moon or once a year. It's a bunch of home brewers, beer bloggers, and brewers collabing together in Growlerfield places too. Don't forget Growlerfield places.
And let me piggyback on that. I agree with the Dallas Metroplex on that aspect of being family orientated of the craft beer scene.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Call a spade a spade. Houston got some dope ass beer.
But people can have dope beer.
But like you said, that family, Dude, like I said, we doing collaboration. Homebrew is doing collaboration and being notified.
Beer bloggers are being collab with bigger beer breweries.
And the thing is, I'm not knocking Houston or Austin or
Yeah,
San Antonio.
definitely.
Y'all got dope beer. But when it comes together as bottle shops working with everybody, media working with everybody, bottle share organizations working with everybody, hell, barbecue shacks. Give a shout out to my boys over here at Jambo's Barbecue.
So
we had the barbecue, but we already smashed and put it in our mouth.
Y'all missed all that.
Stacks on
So,
meat. So it's that community that comes together. Like I said, I'm not knocking Houston, San Antonio, none of them cats. But until you jump on the Metroplex level, yo,
that's what I'm saying. I'll talk about
We're
shit.
a
So,
good pinpoint for it.
so 2019, not just 2019, but what I'm saying is Jacob and Adriana, we're gonna drive to New Mexico and try that Native American brewery over there.
Okay.
Check them out. But I want to, and the point of the Patreon, which is popping up soon, is we believe North Texas has the best beer community in the United States. From my experience with the beer community here and what they talk about other beer communities. And you guys feel free to say your piece, but I don't know that personal level. I don't know on a personal level because I haven't been to other beer
Kind of
communities.
biased, yeah, for sure.
you know what?
This is my first beer community, and I feel like we're the best. So
That's
I
that
don't
New
know.
Yorker in you, though. It's like, yo, it's us.
So what's the Patreon plan?
Patreon plan is we're gonna travel with our Patreons with their support and breweries they pick at different states.
Get
We're gonna-
exclusive Victor selfies on the road.
videos and podcasts at breweries that our Patreons pick on our journey to different states.
Just can't wait to get on the road again.
Exactly. Here we go. Even Tony's personal Instagram page. What's up, man? So Tony, I appreciate you coming through, man.
Welcome to the spot, baby.
Thank you.
So, how long you been in the craft beer community?
Maybe about 2.5 years, maybe.
Oh wow, so OG in the game.
No, man, I'm still a rookie, man. I still got a long way to go. I got to catch up to these guys right here. So, yeah, about 2.5 years, man. My wife let me start it off as a hobby. And
Well, you have to start. Yeah.
But I just like, I'm gonna take some pictures of them too. I started hashtagging.
There it is.
Next thing I know, people started following me, and here I am.
Well, what I would say, thank you for following us.
Yeah.
For
One
sure.
of the regulars from Jump, like following us and supporting us. So appreciate you, brother.
Oh yeah, no, thank you guys. Sean here, Jerry, yeah.
Well, these are the real stars of the show. It's a beer community. I should say the show. Beer
It's just a
community.
big community.
Yeah.
Well, Sean's one of the first people I met.
Sean
I just
is-
hit him up one day on Instagram. I was working the tap room at a Texas Ale project,
Oh wow.
just for a brief few months, and he came through, man. And
He said, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Yo, dude, it's beer. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I mean, shit.
came through with the big old booth.
Who don't go meet strangers in a dark beer alley?
Non-beer people. Non-beer people.
You're like, wait,
He said the dark beer alley.
But I'm back here in the cooler. Come meet me. Okay.
wait.
Who don't do that?
You said there's beer though, right? I'm there.
I'm at Texas Ale Projects behind the yeast in it.
I'm in the fridge.
Just knock on the wall. Okay, hell, who don't do that? I go do that.
We've all been there. We've all been
Yeah,
there.
he came through one day, man. He was dropping this beer knowledge on me. There's a whole new world he was talking about.
Exactly. They do this to you.
Yeah,
They do this to you.
yeah. And,
I just want to drink a beer. I just want to drink a beer.
Let me break this down for you,
Baby, I got you.
I felt so blessed by his presence, man. I went home and told my wife, and I was like, baby, this is a real world.
This shit is real.
There's a whole underground
I want
of
to
this.
be in this some way, somehow. And man, it's like here I am, man, just hanging out. You know?
Well, you also drink phenomenal beers too, and 2.5 years and you learn the beer community.
Yes.
You're involved with it. You are a part of the beer community. It's not just involved, you're part of it. So anybody who gets a follow from you and consistently gets a follow and likes from you, because you only represent other beer community people.
I appreciate it, man. Thank
You
you.
know.
Thank you, man.
So we appreciate
Very
you,
well
man.
put. Yeah, for
So
sure.
yo, throw to you the question, man. So what do you feel?
Oh, that's the end.
Yeah.
Is there a question first?
Well,
of all?
okay.
The coworkers stuff?
We going with 2018 right now, and like I said, we met earlier this year, and we was, these guys asked me, what was my favorite brewery, and why. So we talked. So now it's the end of the year. Things have changed. So it's a two-part question now. Right now, in 2018, what is your favorite brewery, and what brewery were you drinking early in the year, or you just came across has most improved at the end of the year?
Oh man, gosh. There's still so many I haven't even checked out. I see the stuff you guys drink, and I'm just like, man, I gotta get my hands on that.
Flex.
You know?
Flex.
I'm about to piggyback off what you said about Tubbs. I love the DDX series. That whole double dry hop stuff, IPAs, amazing.
Dialed it right.
Amazing. I'm an IPA guy. So man, it's good stuff, man. From what when I was first introduced to Tubbs to what they're doing now, wow.
Night and day.
Yeah, to me.
Putting McKinney on the map.
Yeah, no joke,
Facts.
man.
Even though Franconia has been out there for a minute, but Tubbs is definitely putting
You're
McKinney
right.
on the map.
And what's funny, I was actually talking to Robert over at Craft and Growlers.
Oh, shout out to Robert.
Yeah, shout out to Robert. Yeah, he hooked me up with this selection today, man.
The OG.
Yeah.
It's a private reserve.
Yeah. He dropped these for me. He said, man, if you're gonna do it big.
There you go.
And so we were talking about the whole Tubbs and Francona and all that stuff, and somehow the Suns took over Tubbs, and now they're doing this whole series, and it's like, damn, dude, like this shit is good compared to the stuff I used to just get at Target.
Yeah.
To what they're doing now, wow.
And we were talking about that. You have to shift.
You got to shift.
We had that
Can't be afraid to
conversation.
change.
You got to, man. It's talking to Jerry yesterday. Jerry asked me this question, man, and I love the way he came at me in it's like straight improv. I wasn't expecting it, and it touched me. It touched me. You know, it touched me. The beer that is. The beer that is, because a lot of people don't know what I do for a living. I'm all right. I'm good. But my love for craft beer, my love for these damn hops, is taking over my career. I stopped having a job about 15 years ago. This craft beer is going to mess around and be my career. I'm prepared to leave a career to start a new career.
With the craft beer.
With the craft beer.
I have a question for you later on, but not right now.
So when Jerry was asking me, how do you feel about North Texas and what we're doing, I'm like, oh, my wheels just got the blazing. So piggyback on the questions that I just asked you guys. My favorite brewery, Petticoats. That's just me.
No, fair enough.
When I say that's family, those cats was drinking with me when we was under tents.
Well,
before establishment.
Well, what I would say is they a shout out to everybody there, Dreads, everybody from
Big Mike,
distribution, Big Mike,
Old Man Mike,
everybody from distribution,
Gator.
the sales reps, all of them. Even shout out to Mike Petticoat as well.
Yeah, Old Man Mike.
Yeah, that's Old Man Mike.
I call Old Man Mike because we got Big Mike, got Old Man Mike. Hey, my boy. Let me tell you how much family Petticoat is. My boy A-Town Adrian.
Oh,
Dude,
I forgot.
He was
I forgot.
He was damn near a professor, principal, beat kids in the head.
He didn't beat no kids. In fact, he didn't.
Allegedly.
He didn't beat no kids.
The child failed.
No kids were beaten for this episode.
Yeah. Facts.
He left his career to go jump on those hops.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Well, what I would say
So
is
that's dope, man.
the family of Petticolas.
That's dope.
A lot of them have stories leaving careers. Some lawyers, some teachers.
Yes.
Biz sales reps.
Police officers.
What's her name? Starts with G. Gina.
Gina.
Regina. Is it Regina? Are you fucking with her now? It's Gina. Fuck you.
No, I think
See
it's
that?
but she's in South America, right?
Yeah, she moved, but
last
she,
we heard, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere
Yeah,
in South
she
America. I
moved,
don't know
but she-
where, but she's in.
but she was a cop before
Okay.
she
Yes.
was worked
Yes.
at Petty Colas.
Yes.
So you know, if people leave their community or their careers to be involved at Petty Colas for little to no money, so it speaks to the culture that they produce over there and the love people who have for beer.
Sure.
It goes a combination hand in hand.
Man, so I give it to him. That's my favorite brewery. Most improved because I was with them when they was cooking beer in the garage. Yo, I gotta go with what Turning Point, man.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
not gonna lie.
Yeah, I forgot you knew a Turning Point from back in the days.
Man, I was with them cats when we was in garages. What?
They were
Man,
homebrewers.
we was cooking beer next to weed eaters. I'm for real, man.
That's the weed dealers. What?
Weed eaters.
Weed
Oh,
eaters.
okay.
And I got pictures. I'm like, yo, I'm busting these suds, and I go a weed eater.
No.
It was dope as fuck. I mean,
I forget
because
you know them for a minute because you and Dom know them for a
yes,
minute now.
yes. So those cats, they started off, you know, everybody wanted shit. Yo, it's called let them dial it in.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
They done dialed it in now. They have over 11, 12. Man,
They're putting out hits left and right.
The portfolio is out there, but for me personally, they have 4 beers, my opinion, which don't mean shit because it's just my opinion. They are ready to go across the state line, and I would put it next
Is
to
this their
any
style?
fucking beer that I go drink out of country.
Which four? Is it, I think their style is phenomenal.
Texas Dollar Sign,
Okay.
the one they're releasing today or tomorrow is a new start.
A new start? A new
Uh,
start?
yeah, we know. New start.
Okay.
Johnny Karate.
Johnny Karate.
And
I think it's their most popular beer, isn't it?
With Texas Dollar
Texas
Sign,
Dollar Sign, Texas
New
Dollar Sign,
Start,
probably, yes.
Johnny Karate. Then they got another one with a damn N. It's in something, not the N where you racist mother, but it's in something.
I can't remember their styles. I
I'll
know
find
they,
it.
Wait, what kind of style is it? IPA?
It's an IPA, but when I say they push the envelope, boom.
Man, so you know my favorite beer that I think I've had from them? If I'm going on the stout route or the IPA route, there's 2 different ones. But a Queen to Be, the one with the strawberries.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite one that I've had from them.
Okay.
But the Johnny
There we
Karate,
go. I said N, but it's an M.
M mantra.
Oh, the Mantra?
Yeah.
Mantra.
That was pretty good too, yeah.
Mantra is a man. When I say
I haven't tried that one yet.
you gotta appreciate craft being a craft. They push the envelope on that. It's not the typical IPA. It's gonna yo. Those 4 beers I would put next to any big brand brewery in the country. Period.
I would take.
Period. So that's why I say they're the most improved, in my opinion. If you think I'm wrong, I wish I had those 4 and we could put next to these $25 4-packs,
So,
$18 4-packs.
What I would
$12.
say, next podcast, March,
And that's
June,
what we're gonna do. We're gonna compare
tell
Dallas.
the points.
We're gonna have everybody in that. We're gonna have Dallas against out of
state.
out of network.
Out of
Because
state.
we need to get on the map. So those are my 2. But I still gotta give shouts out, like I say, Tubbs. Gotta give shouts out because
as most improved.
Improvements, yeah.
they're on the most
undeniable,
improved.
for sure.
But once again, my opinion, you gotta go to the brewery. My opinion.
Facts.
My opinion. You know, no disrespect, but it's just not quite 100% transferring to the bottle or the can. My opinion.
Yeah, it's like something definitely lost in transition.
It's the Metroplex.
Yeah.
What it is, I don't know.
Well-
I do know what it is, but it just needs a little bit more dialing in for everyone.
It's if you
Like right now, OG Lakewood, and Lakewood,
I was
killing it.
just about to mention Lakewood as far as because I live right by Lakewood and I've never been to the brewery. But then I went,
Oh,
wait, let me finish. Jacob
today, he said today.
Jacob's birthday is also just passed. Man,
You got it, man.
I had a
You
few
got it.
different Lakewood beers outside of the brewery, but then going to the brewery, having those same beers at Lakewood, it's 1,000 times better. Not saying their beers are bad. I'm not saying their beers are bad on the market.
Yeah, but I
But
mean,
But it's as close to how the brewer wants you to drink it. as
Exactly.
Exactly.
So when you go to a brewery, the beer is always going to be or should be better than when you get it in a can. For some reason, as a culture, as a beer culture, we haven't dialed it in to translate from actual kegs
Kegs.
to bottling or canning it. It's a little something lost in translation, but I would never have picked Tubbs being a phenomenal brewery unless I went there, because
I've been there. Now, I haven't had the new ones there, but I was there before. And see, that's how it made me a fan of Tubbs before. But I'd love to try the new stuff there now.
Dude, I remember I had my first full-grown ombre, and Luck. Shout out to Luck, one of the baddest goddamn cabinets. What's up, Luck?
Indeed.
I also
OG Luck, Trinity Groves. Man, I had that Tubbs, and then I was like, this is phenomenal.
It smells good.
So I went straight to the store, bought like 4 beers, shipped them straight to LA.
Smells great. Thank you, Remus.
I got called out.
You got called out.
I
For
got
what?
called out. It didn't transfer. It didn't transfer from the bottle to what we're used to.
Yeah, that's tough though.
And so,
That's what sucks. Too, 'cause I know it's good.
and you know they're 2 hours behind us, so they come calling me at 1 o'clock in the morning my time. I'm asleep.
Yeah.
So it's like 10 there. So they talk so bad because they was having my phone. I had to get up at 1 o'clock in the morning and try to be. I was like, ooh.
See,
How do I fix this?
that's tough.
And so I thought it was just bad bottles. Then I went to Tubbs and tried it on tap. It was better than that goddamn
Luck?
Luck.
Yeah.
So the Metroplex is going through a situation of transferring the cans and bottles. And a lot of people may be bothered when I say that, but it's the truth. Call it a spade a spade.
Say this about, so, talking about comparing North Texas or Texas in general as like a beer scene versus some of the other places, West Coast, East Coast, that are really established. I think, honestly, with time, because we're so young as a beer market and still building up, right? We are primed to be the best overall, like nationwide, guaranteed, because we've got the real estate. That means there's more people that are going to be able to like set up breweries, and we see it all the time. We see like new breweries opening up left and right? So people putting out good stuff, and then you get collaborations like we talked about earlier.
Yeah. The
The collective beer scene is like real supportive. But only with time, we're starting to get. You see, Petticoats just released their hazy IPA stuff that they're going to be doing, right?
fucking Petticoats dropped a hazy IPA at the end of the year.
Everyone's
Are
like,
you
what?
fucking serious?
Yeah.
Which is good. So that just goes to show. And so I would say for me, like, what really put a lot of that stuff into motion. There's a lot of people that have a lot of good credit to be for sure that need their credit, but Turning Point, like on the hazy IPA game, they really like project a lot of that stuff forward because you start seeing a lot of that stuff coming up after that.
They've been sought out nationwide. Let's be honest. They wanted a few North Texas, especially like Dallas scene area,
Yeah.
that
They'll trade for that.
that's sought out
Like
nationwide.
I just named those 4. They are state line ready.
Yeah.
And I would not downplay my trade. It's either 4-pack or 4-pack. I don't care if your name is nationwide. At the end of this, the taste, man.
Right.
That peanut butter ebony is so good. So
It's nice.
good.
It's nice.
So good.
I think they all do. Man, it's long story short. In my opinion, we still have room to grow as far as the collective beer scene, especially brewers. It's a process people are gonna learn. Like when I build this style of beer, it's only gonna be in house because as we grow, like Austin, it's not. I don't like Austin as a city, but their beer scene is phenomenal. It's not downplayed Austin, right?
Disrespectful to Austin,
Very
bro. Austin's a great city.
Well,
Great
I
city.
named my son Austin, man.
There you go.
No. Austin's a great name.
Fucking disrespectful.
Austin has some great beers.
Right, he's just playing. Right, he's just playing.
Swipe on Austin.
He swiped on
Austin as a city and a community. Well, I'm not gonna back down from this. Austin as a
There you
city
go.
and community
Oh,
is trash.
He was.
They could do better.
We went to Austin recently, and he was waiting for any moment to like be like, "Yo, this is why Austin sucks. It's raining. Austin sucks. It's raining."
It don't rain never in Dallas.
Never for 3 weeks straight. Never for 3 weeks straight. No, but I'm never gonna not acknowledge great beer.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna not acknowledge great work. Austin makes some great beer, but I think we
Me
as
personally, Austin, I put the food above their beer. No disrespect.
no, fair enough.
Yeah, but they get great beer. They get way more and great beer than Dallas. Making beer, their food is better than making beer.
This is exactly what I was gonna say. I think they get acknowledged as being the great beer place in Texas, as being the best beer places in Texas, and I'm not gonna knock them for that because they're one of the most recognized cities in Texas.
Yes, yes.
But I think honestly closest to them, San Antonio is better than them, in my opinion.
In terms of what?
Food.
Food and beer.
I'll flip the river.
But as far as overall, I think Dallas is better.
Oh,
the
fuck
DFW community is better, but
No disrespect, but call a spade a spade.
Spade is spade. I think we are better, but I'm not gonna knock them because they have some good shit too.
Yeah, yes.
But they also have some stuff that is hard to translate in cans and bottles.
Well,
So we all learning as a community. We're all growing as a community.
but if we're going to talk about Texas in general, if I'm wrong, call me. I will come to wherever you are
In Texas,
in Texas.
I go with you in
and
Texas.
I will crawfish. If you name a brewery that has better stouts than Weathered Souls in San Antonio, period, hands down.
Well, what I would say,
Hands down. Weathered Souls, if you go to the brewery or any release,
no, fair enough.
they are killing the stout game. But you know what I'm pissed off about Weathered Souls? No disrespect. They need to have a better PR person. Because if I say Weathered Souls to anybody in here, in Dallas, who the hell is Weathered Souls?
We need Jerry. Jerry, get down there.
It was funny. I did a trade with someone, and the person lives in San Antonio, but had never been to Weathered Souls.
Never
Never heard of them.
They-
And
Really?
It wasn't
They
until he went to get a
have
beer
the
for me
best
that he was like,
stouts
"Whoa!"
in
I was like,
Well, have you tried the Tiano coffee stout?
It's a
I haven't
country.
tried
Not
nothing.
Custard.
I haven't tried
No.
nothing, but I will put it against Weathered Souls.
No,
That wasn't right.
That wasn't
That's
Custer in San Antonio. Listen,
real good.
now I can't speak for other stouts they produce, but the Tejano coffee stout from Kunstler, out of San Antonio, shout out to them. I've been talking about them ever since I tried it. In my opinion, 2018, the best stout of 2018. In my
You
opinion,
haven't been to Weathered Souls.
we've tried
Hey,
some.
hey, hey,
We've
good.
tried
It's good,
some.
but I don't know if-
But once again, my boy Marcus down there, he's dialing in with the cans, the bottles.
That's a big key. That's
Yeah.
a big key.
If you go to the brewery and try any one of their stouts, I'm not from San Antonio. I don't owe San Antonio shit.
Facts.
I don't know old Marcus shit. But my taste buds, they got the best goddamn stouts in Texas, in the damn South.
So
Right
this
now.
is kind of all like
Period. And, hey,
all this
call a
discussion.
spade a spade.
Fair enough.
It's
No,
true.
but
That's true.
across
Let's go
the
to San
board,
Antonio. Let's go to San Antonio.
across the board. Now, if you just want to say, if you just want to name a brewery that has one great stout, we can go up north to Denton,
Yeah.
Denton County. They
Denton
have
County. Oh my God! Shout out to hold up, wait, but we haven't talked about Denton County in this podcast. Period. I just want to shout out Denton County, the head brewer, the owner, and Jennifer, the beer lady, who works with them a lot. Collabs with them a lot. I should
they
say.
dope.
They
dope.
are phenomenal.
Dope.
They're
Man,
phenomenal.
Dude, they just dropped the Russian Imperial Stout.
Man.
Who drops Russians Imperial Stouts? They do.
Russians.
Well, guess what? We Texans. I'm a transplant. We Texans. Dude, they got a goddamn Russian Imperial Stout about 1 billion%.
Man.
And it tastes like
Thickest
7.
motor oil?
And it tastes like 7%.
Well, they're,
Yeah, but that's one beer.
It's
one beer.
That can make or break.
Wait. They
But it's
no.
gangsta.
We just can't say one beer because they also did a collab with the Bearded Lady, which is that blueberry
Fortune.
that Fortune they did, which phenomenal. That milkshake
We're
IPA.
talking about stouts.
Well, I'm talking about.
talking about
they,
stouts.
they do off puts, like one off puts, but they do it well.
No,
You know?
hey, I'm not knocking. I know.
Well,
I know my
Now,
boys.
in the
man.
future, if they do multiple stouts the same year, we could test that theory out and
We're
see
gonna
which
do
one's
it.
better.
We're gonna
But
do
when they do one hitters, because they won milkshake IPA one hitter with the Bearded Lady, which
Yes.
is phenomenal.
Yes.
They did their one
Gin
hitter
Gin.
stout. That was phenomenal.
Yes.
Like they do their one hitters and they knock it out of the park. Now, when they open more milkshake IPAs and when they open to more stouts and barrel day stouts that they have, like they want to do, then we can test the whole collective thing. But they're
So-
still young and they're still growing. But
they gave respect.
but man, that,
They give
when
respect.
you're not gonna knock it out with their first beer, then
Yeah.
come on,
They
you gotta,
knocking
you
it
got,
out.
you gotta support it.
You gotta give it to them. You gotta knock it
Support
out.
it.
And plus, they got your boy. Man, shout out to the bearded monk next door.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But here's what I'm gonna say, because all the stuff we're talking about, I think still lends to what I said, because we're breaking it down by region. We got North Texas, DFW, we got Austin, we got San Antonio. It's still all in the collective of Texas, baby.
No,
You know?
dude, we
Think
coming.
about, like, they say West Coast, East Coast, Texas. That's its own coast.
Dude, right.
Man,
Right.
we've got regions within ours.
That's why hashtag what you know about them Texas boys.
That's right. And that's
I would never hashtag that, but
Hey, what you know
What I
about
like
them
about-
Texas boys?
What I like about the Beer Squad is Dallas Beer Squad brings
Bronx will stay
they
with
bring a lot of pride.
That's that Houston. What you know about them Texas boys?
I think the Dallas Beer Squad
Scarface.
they bring a lot of pride to Dallas and the DFW area, but they still got respect for everybody else. But it's like you're still like saying like, hey, shouting us out like, hey, what about those Texas boys? You know, because
No, we try and you know what? That's one of the main reasons I travel so much, man. I go to whatever state, and I promise you, I may walk through the door with one beer, but God damn it, I'm gonna smash it in your face.
fair enough.
Now now when I get to LA, they got about 15 beers. Cause I ain't gonna lie,
But yeah, you gotta knock out the park. You gotta knock
yeah,
out
but
the park.
I got one
At least
goddamn
one.
beer.
At least one.
I got one. Now what?
And our scene is younger, so of course they have more beers.
Yes.
Yeah, our scene is younger.
What I think I want to piggyback on what Drew's saying is that as being the youngest in the beer craft brewery scene, Texas is the youngest market as far as being the bigger five.
Well, especially North Texas.
North Texas especially. But we're not gonna forget we're not gonna forget the Midwest like Chicago and things like that. We're not gonna forget
No,
them.
we ain't finna mess
We're not gonna
with
forget Michigan.
We ain't gonna mess with Chicago.
We're not gonna forget Michigan and stuff like that. So we
Chicago
have
doing
deep
it.
dish over everything, right?
yeah,
Chicago
fuck that.
doing it. We
We're not
don't
gonna
mess with
forget
Chicago.
North Florida as far as craft brewery too. So there's other regions who do it well too, but I think Texas in general is younger, and I think we do it better being younger because we learn from the rest.
You know what? And since I don't have no allegiance to Florida, man, no Florida. They got 2-3 breweries.
I was gonna say 5, but yeah.
Well,
go
2-3
ahead.
breweries that people saw down for. So if you feel like you disrespected, so what you know about them Texas boys?
Facts.
Now I ain't gonna lie, they got some breweries over there. Kick
Well,
our
they
ass.
got some hitters. Well, even
Hey, I'm talking. And look, we got Florida right there. I'm sitting there talking nose. They'll kick.
but they also Miami got some hitters too. Miami got some hitters too.
Hey, shout out to Jay Wakefield. Yeah, they killing
Oh
us.
shit! Shout out to Jay Wakefield. No, I love Florida, but no, we're still younger, but we also better.
But I'm saying we're gonna get there.
Okay.
It doesn't matter like we are where we are, but we're gonna get there.
Okay. See. Jersey.
Joyzy.
Since you up there, what you know about that Jersey?
So first of all, this is not Jersey.
It's Joyzy.
This is New York.
Clad.
It says
Like Mexico's
it
like
says
Texas
New York.
is ours.
It says New York right there.
No, but they're doing a collab with Kane.
With Kane, I got you. I get what you're saying now.
No disrespect for
so
Jersey,
first of all,
but you
I
ain't
don't-
doing
I don't eat
shit for
trash.
Kane.
I don't eat trash. So
What's up, Jersey?
I'll eat trash if I have to, if I'm hungry and starving. But we'll see.
Damn. Hot takes all around.
Already.
So here's the thing.
all over.
I talk trash about Jersey. They're not the same state. Dallas talk trash about Houston. Act like it's not the same state. Listen,
That's true.
I would never talk about Buffalo the way I talk about Jersey.
Yeah, let's see. So, yo, introduce that beer. What I'm about to
What are we
pour?
working with here?
Let's hear from Jerry a little bit.
All right. So this is a collab with Kane and Barrier Brewing, Imperial Stout with tart cherries and vanilla. So let's see what happens
Right.
here.
While Jerry popping that baby, I gotta give him another shout out. Since we named our breweries that we love.
Well, Tony, I know you said the one that was most improved, but which one do you love the most?
He's like, don't call me on that. That's what I was trying
You
to
don't
stay
have to.
away
You don't
from.
want to. You don't have to say we don't want to.
No,
now.
I'll say some of my favorites. I haven't been to as many as probably all you guys have been to. And no excuse, you know.
No, family man.
Yeah, I'm married. I got a 2-year-old.
I
Drew-
feel you.
Drew
I
also has kids,
I saw. I was like, lamented
Hey,
man.
no excuse.
We see all
I'm a
those.
family man too. I got a mom and a dog.
Me too. I have a dog. My poor,
No
shout out to
excuse.
Samantha. My poor
No
dog.
excuse.
We get the kiddos. The kiddos.
But I am pretty lucky because I am in Fort Worth a lot. And it's
a good place to be.
I frequent Martin House. Martin House is really good, solid beer, man. Never had a bad time over
called
there. Never had a bad time over
Mark
there.
House was my most improved brewery.
Then we need some like PR remediation
Yeah.
with Martin House a little bit.
Yeah, Martin House
Well,
is good
yeah.
stuff.
Well, long story short, let's put that out there. What Drew was just mentioning is that me and Martin House had a falling out when I met the owner of Martin House.
He was new to the game. He was trying new beers, and he was really feeling it out. And I think it was a tempering of Victor's New Yorker instincts, right?
Yeah.
So he's a very like cut and dry person. Like, yo, this is just good. This just sucks. You know, I'm gonna like keep it like black and white, right? And I'm like, hey man, like yo, try it out. You may not like it now, but let it really feel it out, see how it goes. And so he was like, yo, this shit sucks. All this shit's weak, you know. And I'm like, no, this stuff's good. And if you think about it, like honestly, I think out of all the beers we had on the show when we were in the studio, Martin House is the one we had, I think, the most.
See, we have
probably the most out of all the beers.
I never lied about that. Martin House was the brewery from 2017, which wasn't originally a beer show, and then we grew to a beer show. We had Martin House the most out of any other brewery by a mile. We had Martin House featured on the show the most.
Oh yeah.
So let's say Martin House we had 50 times. The next brewery is 10. By a mile. Like Martin House we had on the show almost every week.
Yeah, they drop a beer every 2 days.
That's what I'm saying. We had the most.
That's why I visit.
Yeah. By a mile. We had them by the most. And now maybe being by the brewery, they taste better on tap versus being in can because we talked about earlier. But what I would never say is that I do appreciate them because they have the most effort of doing the most things.
Pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
Pushing the envelope.
But with that pushing the envelope, you're gonna hit and you're gonna miss.
Absolutely.
I think in 2017, for me, they missed the most. 2018,
they
was
brought it back.
50-50. It was 50. It went from.
But that is, like you said, that is improving.
Yeah,
that is
well,
improving.
it went from an 80-20 split where I liked a few of their beers and I disliked a majority of them.
Gotcha.
And it went to it was a half and half. They introduced a lot of new series in 2018 as well.
Gotcha.
That was hitters. They had their Barley Wine series they put out. That was good. Yeah.
Well, the Christmas in July.
Christmas in
July. They had another one that was good. They had a few stout series that dropped that was good. That I liked.
Well, yeah, we had some good stouts we had on the show that we loved. They have a new one out. It's
They're Cerberus.
Some IPAs. They dropped some IPAs.
There was some stout they just put out that was like supposed to be like real good.
But anyway, they were hit and miss. But what I would like to say is I still want Martin House on the podcast, and we're gonna always reach out to Martin House and every brewery to be on the podcast.
I'll put like this. Whenever you do your Martin House, please call me.
Oh,
Cause dude, I got a pair of jeans. I need to cut the fuck off. Make me some coochie
Some
cutters.
jorts.
What they call?
Jorts.
Oh man, Mississippi. Mississippi, we call them coochie cutters. Don't give me some goddamn coochie cutters and say
that's
nah,
higher
nah.
up though. You gotta be. Hopefully you're not being coochie cutter.
Okay.
You need like that middle of the
Nut
road.
cutters. No.
There you go. I want to see Sean and some.
Man, them cats be pulling it off and be looking at you like, yeah, my shorts are short. Now what?
Because as long as you have confidence, you can rock it. You can rock it.
Oh man.
Fuck it, Sean. See you out there.
So,
anyways,
cheers.
Cheers.
New Jersey.
Joyzy.
To
Joyzy. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh, that's got a lot of rich flavors there.
These rich flavors, but I feel like it's lacking something. Like I gotta taste more. So shout out to Jennifer. Wait. Shout out to Jennifer. The first thing I learned from Jennifer, the beer lady, is that you need to taste the beer at least 3 times, preferably 4 or 5 times, before you have a full understanding what a beer tastes like. I feel my first sip is good, but it's lacking something. But I need to know more. Maybe it's not lacking. I don't know.
Yeah, she's right. That third sip, man. That third sip always gets it.
Also, we need to always put your beers on the table.
There you go.
And have a proper lineup.
There you go.
You don't want to follow behind 2 barrel-aged beers.
That's true.
With a non-barrel age.
I learned that the hard way.
You can sip that some bitch 15 damn times.
Your palate's lost.
And if you come behind a barrel age,
Yeah.
I think we learned that on the show.
so you know what's missing.
Yeah.
The barrel, because
This is the barrel. 2 big barrel-aged beers, and that's why.
So we need to throw some IPAs on the next one.
I think for this one, like, it's got real strong flavor on the front end, but I like how it like kind of tails out a little bit at the end. You know, I like that. I like that about it.
No, it's fair enough. I'm not gonna never not say like your palate is not the appropriate part of it. I don't appreciate a deep tail off. Now it tastes great. The flavors in the front profile is phenomenal. Dude, it has raspberries in it, right?
I get the
Does it have
cherry, the
raspberry in
tartness
it?
of the cherry.
Yo.
Tartness with the cherries is
Yeah.
Is it cherries or raspberries?
Google that label and look at that. But I will say, don't smoke nothing before you look at that. Man, look at
Trip out.
Look,
Oh, you talking about spinal cord and all that?
look
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the
yeah.
eyeballs. Look at the brain. Look, it's a lot going on.
That's a good
Oh,
label.
they just have cherries. There's no raspberry.
Yeah.
That's cherries.
Yeah, that's what's
tart
up.
cherries. And that's why I couldn't.
It's just the
That was
whole
the first thing in
face.
my mouth. I was like,
That's-
tart cherry.
That's what's up. Okay, Kane.
So shout out to us learning as beer people. Is when we first did the podcast, we just drank what we wanted to drink, and we lined it up however we wanted to
No,
line
you
it up.
can't do that.
This
Can't
is
appreciate
this
it.
is the way our shows would go. We would go up to the liquor store and go pick up some beers. Like, oh, we haven't tried this one yet.
Yeah.
We were gonna break down every beer in the shelf we could.
Yeah,
Try it out.
that's how we were gonna do it. So in the beginning, until we learned a little bit more, I say I should learn because I'm
No,
going.
all of us, bro. All of us.
What?
Don't disrespect yourself. It's
Well,
all of us.
I also I like to just say fuck it, let's do it. Which is not good when it comes to food or tasting.
Yeah.
Because when you burn your taste palate for something else,
Yeah.
it lessens the experience for the next thing. So you have to progressively grow in that profile. And we learned that over the year and a half of doing it. So we won't do big boy stouts in the beginning anymore. Nor will we do anything that has heavy flavors in the beginning. We do a palate cleanser in
Light
the
to
beginning.
dark. Light to dark.
Or we do something big and a bunch of palate cleansers in the beginning, in the middle, and then something big at the end. And we learn the palate, the profiles that go with it. As far as at least saying we could taste it. This thing, I don't think it's bad. I'm just missing something.
Yeah.
And I think Jerry and Sean hit it on the head. Is we just had two big barrel-aged beers, so I'm looking for oak flavors. I'm looking for bless you. I'm looking for vanilla. I'm looking for it sounds weird, but like an oaky, heavy viscosity kind of
I get you.
profile.
In so many words, it's thin.
It's light. It's light.
It's thin. Yeah, it's thin.
So
But it does have flavor.
It does have a lot of flavor.
It commands respect. You just can't.
Oh, shout
you,
it,
you-
yeah.
you can't bring it in behind some barrel aged beers.
No. So I have nothing bad to say about it. It's good from start to from beginning, but in my head, I'm also missing something because
What?
there's a steep.
Kill it. Kill it.
Mine's going.
Kill it.
Oh,
Let's
you
go.
killed it already.
Already got that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You know what? And I also got another sleeper, man.
Forgot about it till you
And
said.
until you go to 3 nations, and they're making money. You know how they making money? Because they open up a new brewery down the damn street.
Whoa, you seen the,
Dude,
the,
that-
the
that
city?
new spot?
The
Yes,
city
yes,
that
yes.
approved their new spot?
Yes,
Oh
yes,
my
yes.
God. Did you see the new?
No,
If
and I
you
live,
go-
I live like in Addison, so
Oh, man.
I'm like,
So
what?
you've
Yeah,
been to
Trail
Three
Six.
Nations, right?
I never been to the brewery, but
Exactly.
I have stuff, yeah.
You
So
gotta-
if you go to Three
gotta
Nations
go.
right now, they're in like most smaller breweries. They're not knocking any
Like
brewery.
what, Farmer's Branch?
Is it Farmers Branch?
Yeah.
Farmers Ranch.
They're in a warehouse
Yeah.
that made into a brewery.
Okay.
The city has approved them taking a bigger warehouse, and the city's gonna help them build.
It's like some historical site, right?
Because
thank
that's
you.
why the city got involved.
Good for them, man.
It's not the city's paying Three Nations to be in a building. What they're doing is Three Nations saw a historical building that's not being used,
Yeah.
put a bid on it. The city saw the value of having them involved in it,
Absolutely.
approved them being in the building.
That's smart. That's smart.
And then a massive historical building in Farmers Branch.
Farmers Branch
That is
old, man.
beautiful. That
The
is
fact that they're being
beautiful.
closer to the dart line, so
Yes.
it's even more access to get off the dart line.
Ching,
go.
ching.
It's like
From
Victor,
Louisville?
Victor rides the rail all the way up to Oak Cliff all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
He's like, yo,
I
I
read
live right
the-
down the street.
I've read the rail all the time, but
I'm like, I'm gonna catch an Uber. He's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna take the rail back home.
yeah, I'm
Catch
taking
that-
the rail home.
Catch that green line,
That's
man.
green light, yeah.
Yo, if you go to the brewery and try some of that Haze Wizard or their different variants of their stout,
Yeah.
man,
Thanks, sir.
man,
But you
man.
need to check the brewery out because the El Chapo beer
May go
tastes.
tomorrow.
Well, the El Chapo beer
So-
tastes better if they have it on tap at the brewery than it does in the can by a mile. But their Mexican style, which is phenomenal, the Christmas
Yes.
Mexican style,
Yes.
it's phenomenal
Yes.
in the can,
Yes.
but it's a million times better
Yes.
at the brewery.
That's that. So
It's
that's
a
the
million
one that
times
like
better.
my wife and I were like fell in love with like Three Nations. And when we got them on the show the first time, we're like, hey, I told him I was like, man, we love that. We love that beer so much. And he came on. I think it's kind of hard sometimes we say like favorite breweries because you know the people behind the beer sometimes, and that kind of sways your opinion because
Yes.
you love the people
Yes.
and you love
Yeah.
the beer. It's all you.
Dude, Gavin come out to support when I say all the freak time.
That's everybody.
I mean,
Everybody across the board says that.
His little Raglash avalanche. That's a shot.
No. Also, Gavin looks like he hasn't eaten in 30 days either. So,
Gavin, you need to shave. I mean,
You ever see his Bugatti? The Bugatti's what he really does.
no, ain't no Bugatti. He put a goddamn symbol on that damn Ford Fiesta he be driving.
And what's funny about that is that Gavin, I mean, he comes from a family of
All
chefs.
jokes.
So he should definitely
His
have
brother,
some
right?
fantastic food. His brother, and, you know.
well, Gavin is First of all, Gavin is a beautiful.
Go check something. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go check the brewery back there, bro. Gavin is a beautiful person.
Yes.
True.
Always
And
supportive.
What I would say is this: if I haven't met the people on the Hand Project first, Three Nations would be my favorite brewery of all time.
Yeah.
Because I love Gavin as a person. So when Gavin came on the podcast, and it's a big shout out to that, he had no reason to be on the podcast.
No, just chilling.
Just chilling. He came on there, and why I want him back on the show, because when he came on the podcast originally, Gavin's a fun person.
Yeah.
That didn't translate onto the show because he didn't know me, he didn't know Drew,
Yeah.
and he didn't know the show. So he was just being professional.
Yes.
But then we got to hang out the next day at the brewery, and got to try his beers at the brewery.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal person.
People are
His staff is phenomenal people.
People are slipping on Three Nations.
And
really
the
are.
beer is phenomenal. It's collectively they're great.
Yeah.
And it's all thanks to like his mentality. He's chill. He's business oriented. He's
Yes.
focused.
Yes.
1,000% focused. But he's happy go lucky. He's
I will-
he's friendly because he knows everybody's name.
I
Regulars.
will
he knows the
say
names.
once again, we do nothing but real talk. If I was Gavin, I would go to a local high school, get me somebody about 15 years old, and jump on that social media.
Listen, Gavin has done that though.
Gavin is an old ass man.
Gavin is only 40. He's not
No,
old.
I'm calling Gavin old. Gavin, what's up, bro? Get some of them little kids on social media to just hub all day long.
There's another brewery that I say needs the social media.
I mean, and that's just what
A lot of breweries do, though.
The beer is dope,
Yeah.
but like I said, we look at him. We like, who is Three Nations? No disrespect to Three Nations, it's dope. We just trying to improve the Metroplex.
Who do you think has the best social media as far as brewery?
In the Metroplex?
As far as brewery. As far as North Texas brewery.
I say, man, I see Deep Elm everywhere.
Unfortunately,
When you look at the feed, who do you think has it? Like not
it's
just
blowing up
like,
the feed.
It's blown up.
who you think when you look at it? Because I don't think any brewery has a really good feed.
Now,
Great
but
feed.
now if we're talking about social, because again we got to break it down by platform.
Yes.
Because what someone does on Instagram is one thing, what they do on Facebook is something else, and what they do on Twitter is something
And
else.
also they do on like paid for Google advertisements too.
Well, and so if we look at just those three, like for Twitter, if we're talking about somebody who gets after and really talks of all the people who support, we go back to Petacolis because Michael Petacolis himself is behind the Twitter, and he
Well, you
will
talk
stay-
about that multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah, he is very hands-on with that Twitter piece, and not everybody jumps on his Twitter. A lot of people forget about it, and it's a place that he really engages with everybody who does it gets into his beer, even if you don't like it. In fact, one of the first things that I really enjoyed about Michael Petacolis on Twitter, someone actually mentioned that they didn't like a particular beer. Michael could have gotten snarky, but he didn't. He kept it all the way classy. He said, "Well, it's a Kolsch, it's a particular style.
Yes.
I'd love to invite you back to the brewery and try another style." And I love the fact that he just kept it classy and didn't get snarky and didn't get, because sometimes some of the breweries, not just in Texas, but outside of Texas, sometimes people figure, okay, they can get snarky with a guy and something like that, or whoever's talking to him, and he kept it classy all the way. So I really have to give a shout for him for Twitter social media.
Twitter, I agree with that. It's weird though, because on all my social medias, I really don't follow a lot of beer unless it's
The
Instagram.
bloggers.
Yeah, unless it's Instagram. So my feed is full of just people posting pictures of beer everywhere.
Well, that's a perfect question I was going to ask. Besides that, too, is not the brewers itself, but what are the bloggers saying? Because we all follow each other and we all follow other beer bloggers in North Texas.
Yeah.
I think right now we're on point. We're on point with what everybody's saying. Everything that we're saying, I think we're on point. But I will. You just thought of when you said what brewery's doing the most. I gotta really think on that.
I think, in my opinion, I have an opinion on that.
And the reason why I say I feel like social media is so important in the Metroplex that we're breweries, some of the tap rooms are slipping on that.
Can I ask
Yes.
you? Can I ask you to look at it? I want you to look at Oak Cliff. Let's look at some of our favorites. Martin House, Oak Cliff, Mahan Project, Three Nations. Look at their Instagram, Facebook brewery profiles, even Twitter, compared to Community.
I would check that out because I wish I could talk. I wish I can talk.
Look at it.
I wish I can talk on that, but so that's one of the conversations I gotta buy down.
No.
I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I try to in my effect of where I want to be as a part of the community where people are going. People don't talk about community. They don't talk about community. Well, who has the better profile on social media? Community has the best, in my opinion.
The location's badass too.
Let me tell you the
Location
reason.
solid.
Let me tell you the reason why I brought that
Yeah.
up because I work close to DFW and I interact with a lot of people that come off the planes.
How's the brewery back
Oh
there,
man,
bro?
everything's good. So the I don't know if y'all know the yeast is fermenting. Everything's great.
Okay, cool.
It's
Cool.
good.
So I was telling them how I work close to DFW, and I deal with a lot of people that come in.
They're elevated. Yeah.
Yes, and so many words. So they always asking what brewery to go to, what this, what that, and they go straight to Yelp. Or they go straight to Google. And the first thing,
Oh, don't get him started. You're
the
about to trigger this man
first
right here.
thing that comes up is Deep Ellum Brewery.
Yeah.
That's the first. That's the
sure.
first thing that comes up, and they ask so many questions. They're like, "Sean, this and that, this and that." I'm like, you know what? Not knocking, yep, not knocking, whatever. But if you want some dope beer, go here, go here, go here, go here. So, I truly feel like we are slipping the Metroplex as a whole, as social media, because with my words, I feel like we're thinking about ourselves. We're not thinking about how many people fly into Love Field. We're not thinking about how many people fly into DFW. We're not thinking about how many people drive in on 20.
Well, I'll tell you
got
this.
to get on social media because if I go to any other state, I can't ask nobody. I don't know you. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to say don't talk to
You're
strangers.
gonna rely
Hey, fuck
specifically
you.
on
Online.
Yeah.
And if you get online around here, we need to
do better.
We need to do better because this is a metropolitan state where so many people coming in and they go straight to the L.
So here's the thing.
Just like New York, if you come to Dallas, you ain't finna talk to no fucking body.
First of all, you may not know nobody. Second of all, if you have family here, they not being the same thing
Exactly.
you went to. But at the end of the day, where there's few community beers I really love. The Legion, who doesn't love the Legion?
Exactly.
Barrel Aged Legion, that's phenomenal. And then they do the unique Barrel Aged Legion every year. That's all phenomenal. And they make some good beers too. You know, I'm not saying they don't make good beers.
Whoa. The fermenter is overflowing?
Yeah, it's overflowing.
Hold on, I'll be back. The fermenter.
Yeah, go check out that, please. So this is the final tier of the IPA progression, according to price range, right?
Yes. This is going to go with the $24 range. Monkish. Everybody know Monkish. If you don't know Monkish, you got to get on top of Monkish.
As we were talking about earlier, the social media game, they may not have a big social media personally, but as far as beer people, promote the shit out of Monkish.
They do.
Yeah. They get a lot of reposts and cute selfies with the beers.
And
It's highly coveted.
once again, I will put some Turning Point stuff next to their stuff any day, all day long.
Yeah, for sure.
Period.
Yeah.
First of all, also got to realize we're not too far from
Matter of
Turning
fact,
Point.
we'll snatch the labels off next time we get together. We'll snatch the labels
Silver
off.
cans,
And say
silver
which
cans.
one. Say which one is dope. I'm telling you.
Blind taste test.
Now, I'm not knocking.
No, yeah.
Well,
it's
no
really
one's
good.
saying you're knocking
I'm
it.
not
It's just-
knocking. I'm just saying. And plus, Turning Point. God damn, they're killing us. Y'all stop all that $24 a 4-pack.
Oh man, give me like
Well,
$15,
Turning
please,
Point,
something.
I hung out with-
But it's
talk
good,
about-
though.
Last time I hung out with Jen, I drank a bunch of beers at Turning Point. Super cheap. Super cheap.
No, they're not that cheap, man.
No, they're
Wait,
not.
wait, they're not that
Oh, we
cute.
talking to a baller. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yo, 12 ounces, $8 a glass, no big deal.
Is that expensive?
It's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Pretty pricey.
While everything's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
Yeah.
I was just talking about, is that expensive? I hope I got that clip. I'm gonna keep that clip too. It's that expensive. No. So we could do this all night.
Yeah.
So shout out to
And we will. Oh no, y'all right now? Okay.
So shout
Jambo.
out to Gambo,
Jambo and Jambo.
shout out to Gambo, Jambo, whatever. No,
Jambo,
Jambo's barbecue place for allowing us to come out and hang out. What I would say is I appreciate that. We can stay here all day and talk
All
about
day
different
long.
aspects of brewing because, in my opinion,
We love beer.
everybody here is the beer community. Not that we represent 100% of it, but different aspects of it. And we can talk about different how we feel about it different ways all night, and we will in multiple podcasts coming up. Tony, yourself, we need you personally by yourself
To be drunk in public with us.
and be drunk in public with us
It'll
too.
be an honor.
Hey, if
you
your
answer
wife
the
drinks
call?
beer too, bring her along too.
It'll be an honor. Yeah.
But it's a good representation that I'm super excited about. But what I would say is this is the first episode of 2019. If you're seeing this video, you're seeing this promo, we need to be supportive of Dallasbeersquard
Yes.
in Four Corners at the biggest bottle share of 2019 at Four Corners.
Yes.
So before we drop out of here, there's three other bottle share people you're supporting with Four Corners at this bottle
Yes,
share.
yes.
Zombies and I forget the other people, but can you tell me who else is part of
Yes,
it?
yes. Basically, there are 4 organizations of the best craft beer, underground kings that's
Facts.
coming together.
UGK.
Dallasbeersquard, Dallas, Texas. Beer Zombies, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Beer Canvas, New York. What? Maryland Mob. Come on now, Maryland. So we have all linked together because we do this and we love it. So we link together in our first destination. That's what we call it, Destination Bottles. Series National Bottle Share. First location, Dallas, Texas. Second location is Las Vegas. Third location is New York. Fourth location, Maryland. We will be in Dallas January 19th, 1 o'clock, Four Corners Brewery. Basically, this is a eBright paid event.
So it's big.
Huge.
It's $18
That's it.
right now
That's it.
online. We spent $18 on 2 beers.
Oh man.
Bro, we spent more. These beers
Exactly.
we spent more than
So-
that.
My Jambo sandwich was like
It's also
15.
$20 at the door. But what you get is a custom glass, which we'll be promoting in a few days. You get entry to the bottle shed, access to all the beer that Beer Zombies, Beer Canvas, and Maryland Mob is bringing. We're also giving you raffle tickets to win dope beer swag. We're
been there,
also
done that. That's my favorite part.
We're
I think,
also
honestly.
giving you access to, it comes with 1 free beer from a special beer that's made for the event from Four Corners. So just get your mind right, man. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be an event. We're going to fellowship. We're going to drink. We're going to trade. We're going to have an experience. We're going to take photo booths in the house. Yo, we're going to have, waiters for men and women. I'm just saying.
Servers.
Service.
Gotcha.
It's going to be an experience. So this is the event that you don't want to miss. This is, and also it's a bottle share. So you are responsible to bring at least 2 heavy hitters.
Well, let's
Bangers.
talk about, wait. We'll talk about novice like me and Drew here.
Media is on a different level.
I've got a 2018 Mosaic IPA. From
You know what?
Community.
We got some chicken that we can marinate that in.
Well,
He's talking bullshit. But
I got some things from Tabor, which is not super rare. Shout out to Tabor as well. But we'll bring some stuff.
We'll bring some
And-
stuff.
and
I'll give him my money for the table order.
We're gonna have enough beer for everyone, and then we're gonna also have a VIP gangster section. And this is the section that everybody gonna have to understand. If you don't bring a beer that's worth $200 or more, don't be upset. Just
Okay.
understand that behind that velvet rope is a certain caliber beer. And if you don't bring a certain caliber beer, it's not fair for somebody that brings a $200 beer for you to be in that rope. Now, if some left over, yes. But we will have sections for everybody. We still gonna have the $100 beers that just flown. We're gonna have the magnums. We're gonna have just the sours, the stouts,
But
the
it's still,
very
regardless of VIP or not, it's not going to be like a club where VIP is a better experience than the club. The club experience is going to be
You're gonna get a
phenomenal.
good experience all
phenomenal.
around.
It's gonna be top notch, and that's what you want.
That's why we
to
paid
be.
$18 for it, because it's going to be a really good beer experience. Now, that's why you pay for it, and that's why you do the collab for with a nationwide bottle share people.
Yes.
As far as Zombie from Vegas, Beer Canvas from New York, you got the Michigan people.
Straight Maryland, next door.
Straight Maryland. I said Michigan. Sorry.
Same thing down the street.
It's not down the street, but it's not.
I know they'll cut you out on that one.
Yeah.
So,
It's
okay.
not.
so Dallas first, and
Dallas
then
first.
Las Vegas, and then
New York,
and then
then
Maryland. Okay.
So we're taking this bottle share experience across the nation.
Yeah, for sure.
2020, we're going to incorporate Florida. We couldn't incorporate them now. Seattle tried to, everything was already in the work. We couldn't incorporate the other cities.
So next time,
Not really.
next time.
So
We'll get the
2020, yes, that's
Okay.
what's going to go on.
Okay, very
So,
cool.
January
18 bucks,
19th
that's it? 18
is
bucks?
what you want to do, man. It's going to be
Alright.
nice.
So-
the custom glass is already worth $10. You're getting it for cost.
Well, at the end of the day,
And then drink some beers with it?
at the end of the day, here's the thing: we spend money to drink beer, but you're spending money to drink really good beer. So, not to knock any bottle shares anywhere in the nation. When you go to the bottle share, you have the level of it's the community aspect of it.
Yes.
It's the community aspect. That's why I love our bottle shares. It's just community aspect of the bottle share. But this bottle share is specifically made for unique beers.
Unique beers.
If you're a beer person, or you want to experience unique beers, period, that's not a word, but just period, you want to experience unique beers, this is the place you want to be. Because you're guaranteed to experience unique beer nationwide.
So bring out the good bottles, come flex, because that's the thing about like bottle shares. It's good in the sense of the community aspect, but also people have those beers they've been sitting on. They're not going to drink it by themselves. Like, this is a really good beer. I'm not waiting to sit here and drink it by
Where's
myself.
that 20? There it is. That 26.
Man,
Don't
that
sit
Fremont,
on it.
that Fremont.
2016 right
Don't
there.
sit on
They
it.
got
That's right.
beers like that for days.
So here's the point. Like, everybody's waiting on their beers. They want to come share with everybody.
So-
like, come share, bring the good beers, and everybody flex.
So, while I'm opening this vintage beer, I'm going to tell you straight up. January 19th is where you want to be. The Dallasbeersquard is hooking up with the collect under the umbrella of the Destination Beer. Beer Zombies, Vegas. Maryland Mob, Maryland.
Beer
Canvas,
Canvas,
New York. That's where you want to be. January 19th. January 19th. In Four Corners, bro. We're going to have you. We're going to take care of you.
The Dallas Beer Talk will be there, but also Jerry, NTX Beer, social media, we got to follow Jerry. Jerry does phenomenal beer events as well. Collab with the Dallasbeersquard, that's a local event.
And he keeps everybody updated, like, man, to the T. My man is just, he keeps it awesome.
So the best beer blog, personal beer blog,
Thank you.
will be NTX_beer. You got to follow Jerry. The best beer blog, in my opinion, in North Texas. I can't speak for other beer bloggers, but I think Jerry, you can tell me no or not.
Tell
But
him to step up to the plate and
yeah,
come get it.
I think Jerry has the best beer blog, the best beer blog in Texas, period. And then we got Tony here too. There's another different aspect of beer blogging too, because it's a personal beer blog for you, but also you're very open to conversation. Because I've seen your feed.
Straight flex.
Yeah, you're
Straight
very
flex.
open to what you post and community with other people, what they post. So
Absolutely, yeah. kootonyd, man. Yeah, I love more followers. I'm trying to get up to these guys' level.
man, you're up there. Listen, but you're up there, but on a different level. Because you're a beer blogger similar to Jerry, but on a different level. You're more of a communal aspect as far as you engage with community and people engage with you, and it's more of a back and forth. Because you, honestly, if you look him up, he's following everybody on the aspect of community-wise. He's with them. He's talking to them. He's with everybody, and you have one of the better beer pages as far as communal aspect of it.
Thank you, man. It's part of my background. I work in social services, so I talk to people all day, every day. So community is huge for me. But yeah, it's an honor, to talk to you guys, to be with these guys today.
No, you're gonna be on the podcast too, personally.
Thank you, thank you, man. Thank
It's
you.
all here. All honors all on this side of the table, sir. Appreciate it.
All right.
Anyways, everybody check out that bottle share, that bottle experience. Excuse me, because it's gonna be epic. And we want to see everybody's like pictures and videos from the event. Let's see who makes it out to all 4 of them. That'd be dope.
First of all, we're gonna do our best to make it up to all 4 events. But what I want to say at the end of this podcast is shout out to Dallasbeersquard,
Indeed.
NTX Beer, and
The man
Cool
Tony
Tony.
D.
Cool Tony.
Cool
Tony D.
Oh my bad, Cool Tony D. Salute. Love you guys. To a great year, 2019.
2019. Yes,
Sir.
indeed.
Cheers.
Peace. Don't drink and drive. Take a lift.
Ooh, that's good, man.
Ooh, hold on. We got to retake that one. Sit on back down.
Man, that was good.
2014 Harvest Barley
I'm
Wine.
keeping that part.
That's a
What?
barley wine?
What?
That's not a barley wine. Get the fuck out of here. Give me that
Swallow
bottle.
that.
So here's with the barley wine. I get
Bro,
all
this
the,
is a
I-
barley wine, bro.
Swallow it.
I get all the flavor of the barley wine, like real like intense flavor, but it's real mellow.
I thought that was a stout for a second.
Yes.
That's 2015, bro. I thought that was a stout.
11.5,
It
baby.
smells great.
That's what you call aging.
That's an English barley wine. First of all, Sean always talk about American barley wine
No.
and English barley wine. This is an English barley wine for sure.
Yeah.
And for sure, this is an English barley wine.
Yeah.
It's good.
Man, that's
It's really
good. On that, I don't know what to say right now. On that note,
On that note, swallow it. Craft beer, that is.
put that in your mouth. But listen, this is 2019. We're gonna do big things as a community. As far as this podcast too, I want your aspects on it. I want your comments on it. Let us know where you want us to go. What do you want us to experience? Dallasbeersquard and all that. But it's gonna be more community aspect of it. So thank you for watching. I appreciate watching to the end. Take a lift, don't drive. Thank you for another episode of Drunken Public. Peace.
Peace, baby.